little bit of silence and then go into it so I have a good cutting point. Okay. So, Ash, you wanted to have a segment of time with Stein to fix your gauntlet, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
So, how has Ash been sort of holding up as far as classes go during everything that's been going on?
I think that her grades have pretty much been the same. She probably would have asked for a couple of extensions on projects,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely looks more exhausted than usual.
Oh, this happens probably a day or two before the group meeting.
Mhm.
You are in the office with Dr. Stein, and uh, he is sort of fiddling around with the last few preparations for your new glove. As you can see just from sort of looking at it, it doesn't match your other glove. Your other glove had the sort of um, it was a bit more like leathery and with like the sort of the little bits of gold on it, from what I remember.
Mhm.
This one, it overall is it looks like it's made with little strands of like silver thread. This is something that I had the artificing professor work on, and I'm just now putting the last few touches on it for you to use this. Don't go losing this one.
I'm sorry I lost my last one to an ant.
Well, I'm just glad you're safe at least.
Yeah, as safe as I can be.
So, what the university has heard from the guild is something big is supposed to happen this month, correct?
Yes.
There's a lot of prep work being done.
Not enough.
Never seems to be. Oh, and that should do it. And he hands the glove across the table.
See how this fits. And she will slide it onto her right hand, covering the entire scarred tissue.
After like a few seconds of you putting it on, you feel it actually like tighten to your arm. Not a lot, but enough that it sort of form fits itself onto your hand.
Huh. I'll move her arm around a bit.
If you
This is
use
different.
if you lose this in the middle of combat, well, you're doing something very, very wrong.
If I lose this in the middle of combat, I've lost an arm.
Please don't
I
let it
shouldn't
come to that.
I shouldn't make that joke. My friend literally just lost their hand. Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
promise me
I
one thing at least, Ash.
what?
Just above all else, make sure you keep yourself safe.
I'll try, but they I have a feeling that the guild doesn't even know half of what is coming.
I don't think anybody really knows what's coming.
Not fully, but I know a little bit more.
Well, in the last, what, 100 or so years of Lacrimosa being as it is, nothing to this scale has happened. So, this is
Yeah.
sort of a first for everyone.
Actually reminds me, I had a couple of questions about something.
Yes, of course.
So, I have a couple of questions about the daughters.
Yes, I could
So,
answer. What is it?
how different is the biology of a daughter compared to a human?
Well, it's not like anybody has really been able to put one on a table and cut one open. Uh,
I'd hope not.
it's hard to say. There's rumors that they're benevolent beings created of their own element respectively. There's rumors that their composition is just like your average human beings, and we were simply created sort of in their image. It is hard to say for certain, but odds are it leans more towards the the former option, that their anatomy is possibly similar to ours, but they
Created
are
from their given element.
they are they are simply above the mortal world. As much as they like to interact with their creations, or at least they used to, they they are certainly different.
Um, what do you think would happen if the daughter of water ever came back?
Well, it all depends on what she would want to do. If she would want to resume control, or I guess take control, as the other daughters have, or at least the daughter of fire and ice. Or if she would want to take sort of a supervisory role and sort of look over everyone, but not necessarily uh, interact. It would be, I guess. It's hard to say. It's, again, more hypotheticals. We at the university have thought about these questions a lot, and really there's no way of knowing, as interesting as it is to hypothesize. But all we know is that from her time on Crone, the daughter of water was quite caring and was quite close with her followers.
What if her followers betrayed her?
Well, from the old history books that we have found, it wouldn't be the first time that humans got a little bit greedy and betrayed the daughters. However, it's never seemed to end well for those individuals, or I guess groups as a whole. There's rumors of the stories, fairy tales, so to speak, of the daughter of fire wiping out an entire city during the olden times because they tried to go behind her back on some of her rulings.
Yeah, that sounds like her. But how would the other daughters respond if their missing sister ever came back?
Well, as far as diplomacies go currently, uh, the Daughter of Ice may feel slightly safer and mayhaps at least drop the walls somewhat, possibly become more active. I know not how the Daughter of Fire would react to seeing her older sister wake up once more or come around once more, but
I suppose it depends on what's been happening to her in the past over 100 years.
yes, especially with the Daughter of Fire seeming to make leaps and bounds to gain new territory and, well, push out into the wastes. She has been fighting back viciously against the Great Collapse, but
Yeah, I would too. But
any other questions?
I don't know. But actually, I do. How do you wake somebody up from a coma?
Um, I am no doctor, but time would be your best bet.
What if time isn't on your side?
Well, best hope luck is.
Okay. And mm, Stein,
Yes?
just make sure that everybody in Lacrimosa University is safe. Because if there's one place that they're going to target, this is definitely one of them.
Oh, don't you worry. We old geezers still got a few tricks up our sleeves.
I'm
Ain't
glad.
nobody, ain't nobody gonna mess with our students.
I hope not. But definitely be careful because these things are extremely difficult to deal with. I
Well,
don't want to talk about the giant robot laser box.
yes, I heard a few things. Well,
Yeah, we may have like it. It was on a mission, and it was looking for something, but we kept it from finding it.
well,
You
that's
know,
good.
let's just hope it didn't find out anything else.
It
Anyway,
was looking for something?
yeah, it was looking for a few things. And that's why it came here and it was heading towards the guild.
Well, I will not pry further. I wish you and the rest of Middle Tower luck on, well, everything that's going to be happening, whatever it may be. Hopefully, I will
Hopefully,
See you by the end of the month.
Hopefully, and hopefully I haven't gotten myself killed, because I'm probably going to be on the front lines of this.
Yeah, please, please. Again, don't die. Put yourself first. Even if shit gets uh, a little wild, uh, we can't do anything if you're all dead. It's better to live another day and possibly fight back against whatever is happening than die a heroic martyr's death. So, just again, be careful.
Bye. See you later, Dr. Stein.
See you later, Ash.
With that, she will leave. And
Okay. There is a dragon pants. Can you go down and snag M?
I
And we
will.
can do both of your thing.
Yep.
Big stretch.
I have so much yelling. There's so much
Yeah,
yelling.
yeah,
Down there?
Yes.
we were talking about extra life stuff, and people saw the goals that you had posted, so they were just
And they were yelling about Maple Story.
yeah. And this
Oh,
was like, wait,
goodness.
I mean, she was like, Kyra's like misplays Maple Story, wait, but yeah,
Oh, goodness.
Mhm.
Somebody suggested it, and I was like, yeah,
It
yeah,
works.
that's a good idea. That's a good idea for an early one. It's not too bad.
Hmm?
Anywho's it's
Yeah.
uh we'll have this y'all run me through this.
Um.
Give me sort of a timeline. This is y'all's thing.
Um. I mean, I ideally it would just be that on like essentially the last day that M is moving their stuff to the new place. They would just kind of want to talk, like have Ash just kind of walk with them, and just kind of talk.
Mm.
Um, as I'm getting like the last of my things, probably like putting it all into the backpack I have, just clearing out the space. Um, as we head towards the ridge, essentially, and I assume the conversation would just happen along that way.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so I mean, do you want to start, Amy, or is...
I mean, Ash is going to be silent for right now.
Oh, okay. Um,
I'm still on silent treatment territory.
yep, that's fair. So yeah, as we kind of
I
leave,
I imagine this is sort of a M asked Ash to like
oh yeah,
help a little bit with
and
moving, and Ash sort of
I don't even think it would have been like a help with moving thing. It would just been like, and kind of realized like Ash hasn't been themselves like herself with M recently, and like M being the type of person they are,
mm-hmm,
tried to figure it out, and like this is their last effort to be like, I think I know what I've done wrong, but I'm not entirely sure, so I'm just gonna ask and see what happens. Like, but, so yeah, they just kind of be walking out and just um but yeah, I know in that last time we talked briefly, you told me to not die, and while I did hold true to that, I feel like some of my actions definitely have not been great, and I I know that we've been close for a while, and then I come out and just talk about everything that I've been dealing with, and I never let you know any of it.
You sound like you're in a tunnel.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. Oh no.
Back and fix your mic.
I'm at it's what's the video?
Technical difficulties. Please hold.
I don't know if that
This is
fixed
so
it or
sad.
not. I don't know if that fixed it.
Yeah,
It
you're good
sounds
now.
fine.
Oh, okay, cool. But I know I did not exactly handle everything extremely well with my own stuff. And well, I did try to explain myself on how whatever thing is up here deals with my emotions, and I don't want to bring those emotions present for fear that it hears me. Um, I do know that I value what we have. I value that you've stuck around, and I would hope that even though how I've treated you recently, whether it partially be intentional to kind of make sure that you stay safe through my own thought there, or unintentional from the aftermath of me realizing what I've done, I hope that you still feel the same, that you feel that we are close.
Is that it?
Yeah, and we just kind of turn to you and just see how you react.
Ash is just staring straight forward. And you don't realize what you did.
I don't know what you mean.
Let me give you a list. 1. You completely ignored my warning. You ignored everything that I tried to warn you about. I told you something bad was going to happen, and you walked right into it. Because of you, not only was there a target on your back, there was a target on everybody else's back. Not only did Miss Sun try to kill Wallace, she tried to kill Sun, and she shot me. On top of that, you threw a bomb into Mr. Sun's room without knowing if he was in there or not. You could have tried to kill him, and you still lost your hand instead of asking somebody for help. You refused to tell me anything about anything that you were going through until you fucked up so bad that you had to be reprimanded and tell Sarah. You didn't even try to talk to me. And on top of that, every single time that I have tried to warn you about something that you're doing being absolutely ridiculous, you have asked me to just ignore it or that it's not my problem, or asking to let you die. You're asking me to let my best friend die. Haven't you ever thought about how I felt at all? About how
Mhm.
I felt about all of the dumb actions that you've been doing? Or what you asked me to do?
I mean, in most capacity, yes, I have worried about how you have been feeling about this as well. And I know part of me has always been part of my mentality for a while has been that I'm on my own, and that is sometimes hard to replace. Knowing that there are people that I can rely on. I'm attempting to get better at that, but I I see where you're coming from.
You're not stupid enough to believe that if you just don't talk about your emotions, they don't exist, especially to
It
something
wasn't
in your head.
it wasn't that, it was more of in all my life, I would think something in my head and the voice would never respond. But things I did in the world, like things I would try to do or things I would say, that's what would get commented on by whatever's up there. So my thought was that maybe it can't access my brain. It's adjacent essentially to it. If I didn't say or show how I feel about people, that could keep it from knowing things. And the only times I would show how I cared was on people that at the time I cared less about. Um, like I made my distrust of Sun very clear. Um, that has since changed as I found out more about him, but the point still stood of I never wanted to risk saying that I cared about people because it yeah, I feared that it would bite me to do that. Additionally, it's hard for me to say when I care about people because when I've cared about people in the past, that care has not been reciprocated. And that's just another form of me getting bit in the ass by it. Though I do not doubt that you also care about me, I still did not want to express that. I have a bit more understanding of what this thing is because of Sarah, and I may be learning more about it later if she had time to do a little more research. I have yet to talk to her about that. Um, but I am more confident now saying that I am able to say that I care about you. And I've avoided showing that because I didn't want to risk it. But I did, after the hunt with the groundskeeper, I stayed by your side when you and Red went up to the med bay. Uh,
You
because
also left me inside of a burning, collapsing plant dome.
I panic, and as we both know, I get my panic attacks. And when I started worrying and everything, a trail appeared, and it was one that I recognized on the way to get in to find you in the first place. So I thought it would help. I thought it would be useful, and it got me back to Middle Tower to inform them of what we needed. But yes, I am aware that I did leave you in there, but I either thought Z or Red could help you as well. I'm no use in those situations.
Even though you watched Red try to kill me.
You still you still helped her out though. It showed that you still felt safe around her. I
As I
at the
do.
moment did not trust her either, but Z is also someone capable. I thought that if Red were to try something, Z
Trust me,
could.
Z's not out of the water either. Z also left me behind. Both of you left me
Yeah,
behind.
I wasn't aware that Z was going to leave you there as well. I thought that I can get myself out and maybe you guys could follow the path that I did. Like that trail was there.
It was there for you.
But the point I'm making is that there was a trail that I was following. I assumed if you guys rushed behind me, you could follow where I was going.
I
Essentially follow
couldn't
me.
move. I was one
You
hit away from death. I couldn't move.
I wasn't aware you were that low. We were far apart. We got separate. Like you and Red were on the other side of the dome from me and Z for most of that fight. I didn't know you were that low. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying. You can say that you care about me
I
all you
know.
want, but you need to show it, okay? And that's starting with the fact that if you ever ask me to let you die again,
Mhm.
then I'm going to start reconsidering everything.
I understand.
And
Mhm.
just like you don't have a lot of people, I don't either. You were the first person that I was able to become friends with. when I came to Lacrimosa. And until now, I've had no one else besides Z and little Willie. And listen, I've seen enough people die in my life. And if you ask me to watch you die, then I know that you're not considering anything that I've ever felt. Okay?
I am. I wasn't aware of what you had been dealing with before.
And
Um,
next time that I say that you're doing something stupid, don't say that I'm wrong and that you can handle yourself, because obviously you cannot, considering the fact that you've lost a hand and you tried to kill another person.
I will say, in my state at that point, um, I didn't think it was a bomb. I thought it was a listening device. I
Why the
realized
hell
that I
would you
might have been.
not think that it's a bomb
Listen, you
when she
you've known me for long enough. You've known me for long enough to know that I have book smarts. Not I'm
and you should
I
have known
rushed
it
into
was a
the
bomb?
I I'm not familiar with man attack. I'm sorry.
She was trying to kill us.
She told me I
Didn't
was going
she
to be a
try to kill
tattletale. She said I would be a tattletale for
because you
them.
were.
No, she said I would be there. So I thought there was a listening device she'd put on both of us, like in the bomb and the one in my hand. I thought they were listening devices. I didn't. I'm
The fact
realizing
that
I was not.
literally a couple of days before she tried to headshot Mr. Sun, and she would have
I
succeeded
didn't
had
know
I not
about
been
that
there.
either. I didn't. I wasn't informed that that hunt happened. I didn't know that that happened. We kind of got the one with Cairo show kind of sprung out of. I will. All of that aside, I understand where you're coming from with all of this, and I understand that I have not proven myself to you recently that I trust or care about you. And at this point, would could we say that we were like at essentially the place I'm living at now?
Yeah, I
Living?
would say you guys are
Um,
about
yeah.
there. As far as I'm looking.
As I'm kind of like putting the stuff away, I will now that we are inside a place that I'm not just worried that other people may hear. I will at least say this. You may not be surprised by some of this, but I will at least say this part of it's Marie. That is who I was essentially. Um, I don't like talking about my past too much, but to show that you are someone I care about, I'm at least letting you know who I am.
Marie?
Marie. It is my original name. When I ran away from home, I quote unquote changed it to M. I've been going by that since I was 16, which, looking at the date, about 6 years ago. Um, Z knows what I looked like back then, but does not. I don't know the specifics of how much they know about my past. Um, the kind of mentioned that they had seen some of the activity I was doing for before I was even M. So, but and that's something I would like to discuss with Z at some point. But you're the one I trust the most, and I also know that like this information you would not take this lightly. You would keep it if I asked you to. Is my assumption.
Yeah.
M, as you
Mm-hmm.
are as you are saying this, and doing this,
God damn it.
you start to feel that sort of sense of paranoia as you like say those words like I trust you and you
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't tell anybody about this.
God
And
damn
in
it.
your head you hear like, right? Like there's no way. There's no way she would tell anyone else. Right? And that panic starts to set in, and that feeling in your head is telling you to get Ash out of the house, like, immediately.
Um, Now, and I appreciate you walking with me here, and I hope that us talking helped um, kind of set things between us. Um, but at this point, I would kind of want to make sure I can set up stuff on my own here. But you know where the place is now, so you can always feel free to visit, and I'll obviously try to visit up at your apartment if we want to meet up there as well.
Fine. Well, see you
Yeah, and
later,
I
I
would
guess.
take her to the door. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'll definitely talk to you later. Hopefully before the big meeting next month.
Ash, as soon as they get to the door, Ash is gonna turn around, just gonna hug M.
And we'll take the one arm they can to hug. Well, no, I have two arms. I forget. It's at the wrist. That's where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and yeah, and we'll hug it back. All right.
Don't get hurt again.
Um, Again, I can't promise that because of the line of work we're in, but I will make sure to not go out of my way to get hurt. And I'm relying a bit on other people as well, a bit more now. So I'll tell them if I need the help as well.
I am.
Is that an experience for doing what it asked? No.
Yes.
Okay. Do I get that is 5 experience total now. Do I get I can do a new move then?
Yeah. I'll let you take a new move.
Okay. Okay. I'm at advanced moves now. Woo.
Let's go. Okay.
I'm
While
getting
while
experience.
you get that figured out,
Yeah, that's
I want to very quickly move on to the next thing, which while I have you here, M, let's do the you and
mhm.
Sarah
Yep.
real quick. Ash, tell Mr. Sun and Red that they are on deck.
Yeah.
Aye, aye,
Yeah.
Captain.
I don't know if you need to know the specifics for it. It's just advanced to basic moves, so I don't think
Okay.
that's going to play into
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
session at all. But just
I can see it.
yeah, okay, yeah. Just figured I'd alert you of that one being taken.
Okay. Um, we fast forward to like the day before the group meeting, the big group meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I imagine it is a little bit later into the night, and you've walked over towards Middle Tower to uh, check in with Sarah to see if she had any more information.
Yep. I was just kind of, I assumed she's at like the records room, or my assumption would be at some point I would have discussed like we were meeting a specific day or something,
Mm.
and we would have just like met in like where she keeps like the monster logs and stuff in case she had like stuff to show me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just go to there and just knock.
Oh, yeah, come in.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you've had some other stuff to deal with figuring out this month, but
Uh,
with the quote unquote month 6 happening, but I
as
figured I'd at
you
least
sort of
check in.
walk in and look around the room, you see her sitting at her desk, and you see two, like, deep, dark black circles under her eyes,
Hmm.
and she is, uh, you see, like, two empty cups of coffee next to her, as she is, uh, buried in, like, several books and logs right now.
That is a look I definitely understand as The description of M is literally purple eyes with dark circles around them. Um, uh, no, Sarah, if you need any help with this, I can definitely help you sort through this after if you want to do that while we talk as well. Like, I do not want to put more stress on you than you need right now.
I think. Uh, Sorry, I lost track of the time. I would have been a little bit more ready to talk with you, but I've
Yeah.
been
No, no,
busy.
no worries. There's with all the with from what I like from dealing with the groundskeeper hunt where we found out fairy tales may be real to these creations from different groups. I get you needing to spend like all nighters and losing track of time in this. I do not fault you for that.
I'm just trying to figure out anything before we. Whatever happens, happens, and oh, information is so hard to come by right now.
Yeah, I
Anyways,
mean,
I will take this as a chance to take a quick break, and she pushes herself away from uh, her desk and walks back towards the sort of table towards the back of the room where you guys have talked before.
mm, um, yeah, I don't as we kind of talked about last time, like if there may be things with my past that might give more information, I'm definitely willing to answer if needed, to maybe clear up some stuff. I will warn that I do get nervous talking about my past, so I can't say how well I will always remember or reciprocate answering about these things, but I will try my best to give the information that is needed if needed.
It's it's okay. I well, some things farther off may be connected with you in some way or another. I don't think anything immediately would be. However, it is best to, I guess, keep our eye on things. I think what I need right now is just sort of talk. I know your living situation isn't uh, perfect. Your family situation, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess I was thinking about it last time, and when next time I saw you, I wanted to open a little bit from, I guess, my side of things. You spoke a lot about sort of your past before, at least a bit, and I figured I would open up about me and Candace a smidgen.
By all means.
We certainly haven't been uh, perfectly well off. Or we never were, I guess, old enough to remember our father, but by the time that he uh, passed away, and on top of that, our mother went missing. Uh, Not too terribly long ago, I would say. Um, Somewhere around when we were in our teens, she went missing due to a work-related incident. She was a hunter, and there was no reports of a body, so she has just been permanently missing for somewhere around the last, what, 15 years? 14? Somewhere around there.
Oh, on kind of that note though, and when asked, I assume it was discussed. Right? How old are like Candace and Sarah?
Somewhere around
Like
there,
approximately.
like, somewhere around there, like mid to late, 20s.
Okay, that's what yeah,
So
because I was like,
they're,
I didn't remember how recently they had like graduated university. I also didn't know how long university was
mm,
here, so I was like, I
yeah,
see. Okay.
they're a few years out,
Mm-hmm.
graduating. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I don't know. I I felt like I just wanted to come even with you. I had you do a lot of talking before, and I wanted to say, well, I can't exactly put myself in the same exact shoes as you. I know sort of how it feels, in a sense.
I mean, yeah, you definitely like,
You sound like you're in a tunnel.
hey, I'm trying. I don't know, like it's everything says it's the same. Like nothing has changed.
Okay, it's back.
Okay. Like I don't like I know you how I phrase it. I appreciate you trying to reciprocate this and my situation definitely like I cannot imagine going through something like that because like for me I chose to leave like home there. You guys didn't really it seems you didn't have the choice and I can't imagine that and especially like again I'm not sorry to make that possibly worse but like I heard that Candace's neck like your mother's necklace was also taken recently too.
Yes,
And that
when whoever it was who broke in, they managed to take that.
you was it just like a remembrance of her that you guys had, or was it something like mana related? Like what would people have or like would they know it like what reason would people have for taking that? Like,
I don't know. I Mother
you're
was
like
a somewhat powerful woman, but I don't know why they would take anything like that. It's hard to say. It was the only valuable that went missing, so I guess it must have had some sort of importance, but it wasn't Manatech or anything. It was just a plain old aquamarine that was or sapphire or I don't know, my gems. One of them was in it. Nothing special.
what was this kept in your guys' room?
Yes.
Does that mean whoever broke in had to pass through like the med bay area too because of how the third floor works? Do they know that the daughter is here as well? That means
I mean, if they looked in, a door should have been closed, as is regulatory now, but
but it's the like you didn't see it like did you see any sign of how they got in? Like did they come from that side?
there was a broken window,
Okay.
so it's hard to say if they came from inside and then broke out or broke in. It's unfortunate, to say the least,
Yeah, it
but
is. Yeah, it's unfortunate either way. I just with every danger that we've been facing recently, I can't help but feel that this is connected to one of these dangers.
yeah, I fully
Like
understand how you feel.
we
I
like
have been considering
middle
the same thing myself.
yeah, middle tower may not be the most like prestigious, like not prestigious, the most like like top-notch hunter like place, but people know that we are capable hunters. Breaking into this place for no on random chance seems unlikely. They know we have powerful things here, or they know what this place is. So I can't feel like someone just happened upon your guys' room on the third floor and found the one thing that like that.
Yeah,
But
I've been thinking the same thing, as has Candace, that this was more than likely calculated in some way, but I can't help but think that they just grabbed the wrong thing. I mean,
yeah,
that, as I said, that necklace has no more than sentimental value attached to it.
I mean, is that for sure? Like for certain? Like perhaps perhaps your
It's
mother used it in a way when she was like out in the field?
well, it's as far as me and Candace are aware, and we've
Yeah,
held on to the damn thing for oh somewhere around 12 years now. So it's
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's some worth speculating, but not like again. There's a lot of uncertainty. It seems. Mhm.
well, yeah. Anyways, I need to get back to work, at least for a little while
Mhm.
longer. See if I can dig up
Mhm.
anything else before tomorrow.
Mhm. Um, do you think it's worth meeting next month about seeing if any changes to my condition? Or
Yeah, let's set a date. It'll give me something to look forward to, and hopefully something to get me through whatever hellhole we're about to be thrown in.
Mhm. Also, just to end on a slightly positive note, I guess, as I believe you may have been informed, I don't remember the process in which I had to do this, but I talked with Noah and we were able to find a place that we both knew to be vacant in the ridge for me to move my stuff into. It has a basement that locks, so I have a way of if more dangers out there happen, but it's at least something that I feel confident of, and Ash knows where it is as well. If something were to happen, Ash knows the location.
Excellent, excellent.
Um, so yeah, at least I'm not on the streets because I know that was a concern you had. I at least have a roof over my head.
Yeah, I'm very happy that Noah was able to help you and things worked out. I was a little bit worried when we came to the conclusion, because, as I said before, I didn't want to just throw you back to the streets, but I'm,
Mhm.
I'm glad.
Yeah. And then yeah, and we just kind of head back home, I guess, after that.
Take care, and
Uh,
I'll see you tomorrow.
yeah. Uh, should I go tell the other two to join now?
I have one more thing for you.
Oh no.
We are going to roll your premonitions
Oh no.
now.
Uh,
So do me a favor and roll
uh-huh.
me
Oh,
premonitions.
sweet. Fuck. That's a full success.
Let's go.
That's gonna scare anyone because they know what this ability means. I'm getting a vision of something bad happening to us. Oh, great.
uh,
Great. This is
give
like happening
me.
right as like um goes to bed for the night. All right.
M, as you sleep, you start to have a nightmare. You see a familiar figure walk up through a black void. The facial features are blurred, but there's absolutely no way you'd mistake the fiery red hair flowing in the wind behind her. The world around you is slowly consumed by flames as they seem to spark out from around the figure. You see two bright wings of fire behind her, and she picks up another figure out of the void by the neck beside you. And then you wake up.
So I saw her reach for a figure. I didn't see like who the figure was.
Yes. And with that, can you grab
All right.
Mr. Sun and
Just to clarify, this is Miss Sun, right? That's or am I confused? Am I
oh, might
dumb?
be. I don't know.
Okay. You said
It's up to
familiar
you.
figure. I'm like,
I,
all
well.
right. Oh, cool. All right.
It said it looks familiar. I'm not going to tell you who it was.
I'll scroll through my notes to find someone with red hair. It's no. Is it Candace or Sarah that has red hair?
It's Candace. Anyways, can you grab
It's Candace.
me
Right.
Mr. Sun
Yeah.
and Red? Where is my... There they are. Oh, there's one.
There's two.
There's the other. Let me change your reactive image real quick, and then we will get started.
Oh,
Let me log into
Supposed to be here?
Roll20.
Yes.
Unsupported browser. Don't worry about it.
Imagine having an unsupported browser, Lamau. About how long before the big group meeting would you imagine?
Couple weeks.
Couple weeks?
It'll take me a couple weeks to like scout out some of the things that I'll be going into during this. A couple of the options.
Okay. I will say Ellie has packed you a briefcase.
Mhm.
For a last resort. As well as her good luck.
Hopefully, we won't need it, but I appreciate this at the very least. Hopefully, this will give us a little bit of leverage if needed, and again, hopefully it won't be.
Yeah, hopefully you guys won't need it. Either way, come back safe.
With a nod, he leaves to go collect Red and his car keys.
In that order.
In that order. As well as put on his body armor and get ready for quote unquote a hunt level of nonsense. And then, well, I guess he's walking in with two briefcases. That's kind of sketch. How is the other one just like totally full? Like he'll crack it open and take a look.
Oh yeah, you crack it open
Okay.
and this thing is just packed.
Okay, he's gonna hand a different briefcase to Red. I need you to bring this in. This is full of a couple files, which we will be handing over, including resignation paperwork.
Where did you get these?
The paperwork?
Yeah.
I made them all. I'm a professional. Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, I imagine with power being out, he actually has been like writing official like documents and stuff like from hand, and it's real neat and orderly, but it is still handwritten.
I've seen your handwriting. This might be a little hard.
My handwriting's fine. It's legible. It's my signature that's, well, not real anyway. And with that, they load up in the truck and drive to Celestine.
Alrighty, it's a fairly short drive from Middle Tower to Celestine, so you guys make it there sort of without a further ado, and you stand in front of the large white corporate building.
Is my parking spot taken?
No. In fact, you
Nice.
notice that most of the sort of, I guess, there would be a few other cars here. Not a lot of people own vehicles in Lacrimosa, but you notice a few missing.
Okay. All right. Game face on, Red. Try not to
God,
look too scary.
I
Look
hate
scary,
this.
but not like too scary. Like
I
a,
hate this so much. I hate being here.
it's fine. We'll get out of this okay. With that, he walks in and goes straight to the front desk while making sure nobody pulls guns on them.
There is a secretary at the desk, and he sees you walk up, and it's like, "Oh, um, Mr. Sun."
Hello, I'm here to meet with Miss Green.
Excellent. Let me make sure that she is in office real quick. I will be right back. And you see him get up and walk over towards the stairs.
Oh yeah, no elevators. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
her office is so high.
You guys wait some amount of time, and he comes back down and peeks his head out from the staircase and sort of catches his breath a little bit, and it's like, okay. She isn't currently in, but there is a I'm trying to find names in our notes. Mr. Algol, he is in, and well, one of the few people who are in right now.
Hmm.
I believe if you wait some time, Miss Green will be back, but
I'm
yes.
not entirely convinced that he will be able to help us. Well, we can at least get budgeting taken care of with him. Same office as usual?
Yes. I'm sure you know where to find him. Fifth floor.
Yeah, I remember the layout of the building. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And with that, he will lead the way with Red up the stairs. Cautiously at that.
You sort of hear as you step onto the staircase like a a deep sigh come from the like a sigh of relief come from the front desk.
God,
And
I
you
hate the smell of this place. It gives me bad memories.
Fortunately, I've never been able to notice something like that. It's everything else that I don't like.
the two of you make it to the 5th floor and find Mr. Algol's room fairly quickly. Again, noticing that the building is lacking the normal hustle and bustle that you would normally see.
Paul knocks on the door before opening it.
Oh, yes, come in.
Mr. Algol, sure you remember me and Red. You mind if I come in for a couple minutes?
You hear just like there's a very long pause, and then, yes, you can come in.
He enters the office and gives a cautionary look around before waiting for Red to come in and closing the door behind her. So I understand Miss Green isn't here right now. That is unfortunate, but I was hoping you might be able to help me polish out some details before my meeting with her. You wouldn't mind that, would you?
um, to be honest, I didn't expect to really see hide nor hair of you again. I'm glad you are professional as always. Yes, I'm sure
Yes.
we can work out some details.
I'm sure there's a few reasons this industry would not expect to see me again, but here we are. I appreciate your time as always. That he walks over and Red, could you please put the briefcase in front of him and open it?
I take the briefcase without saying a word and I just open it in front of him.
There are two main files, concepts which will require changes to my contract or the release of myself and Red from Celestine. It's two very simple options, but they each require a sizable donation from Celestine. And I expect after all the hard work I've done and been through on behalf and due to Celestine that you, the director of logistics, will be able to find a way to make this work. And one of them goes over the changing of the hierarchy and allowing information exchange to all of the agents, so there are no more secrets between those in seats of power and those who do missions, as well as a lot of cuts on their shady operations. And the other one is them paying off Mr. Sun to, it doesn't quite say make their life a nightmare, but it insinuates that he's been working there a very long time and he deserves a nice amount of money if they're not able to cooperate, so he can go open his own investigative firm, a small building downtown. And he's provided like leasing documents or like housing documents of purchase and stuff like that that they could sign off for.
Well, at least you're a man who knows what he wants. Is there either one of these that you would want more than the other?
Honestly, after what the company has done, what with the recent passing of Miss Sun, I can't say that I would ever be able to trust this industry again without the removal of a few individuals. And he's making very strong eye contact as he's saying that. So I would prefer the second file.
Well, I'll look into things and see what I can do, but I warn you, we may not be able to pay out so big. You're going to have to
Yes.
take that up with Miss Green, and I'm sure she'll be able to fill you in more on the situation.
I trust she'll be back soon.
Yes, if you just go wait over or nearby her office, I'm sure she'll show up shortly.
Very well. In that case, I will trust you to give those to her upon her arrival and to let her know that we'll be waiting over there.
I will do what I can.
I expect great things from you then. And with that, he turns and leaves.
As I'm leaving the door, I take one good look back and you say, "You know your place very well." And I leave.
Yeah, argue with the monster, I dare you.
You see, as you say that, like a scowl form on his face, but he doesn't say anything. And you guys wait some amount of time, not too terribly long, I would say at most around an hour. And do you wait up by Miss Green's office?
Yeah, we'll just stand outside of it, chit chat. He'll probably stop by the break room somewhere in between there, be reminded power's out and vending machines don't work, and then go back.
After some time, you see Miss Green coming down the hall, but she looks different. Seeing her, your highest up, would always strike sort of, for lack of, it was intimidating at least, and somewhat fearsome at most. But the woman you see walking down the hall is slightly disheveled, and you can see the look in her eyes. She sort of looks down at the floor, is powerless.
Yep, there is no power in Lacrimosa.
She looks up and sees the two of you, and upon seeing you, Mr. Sun, she sorry, I had to answer something. Her eyes open wide, and Mr. Sun, I wasn't expecting to see you here.
I guess that means you did not run into Mr. Argon.
No. I believe he called out to me, but I did not pay him much mind.
Very well. If your door is unlocked, I'll get it for you. Otherwise, we have some matters to discuss in private, if you would.
Yes, let's see what we can do. And the door is unlocked, and you are able to open it.
He does so and waits for the two to enter before closing it. Is there a lock on the inside?
Yes.
Then in mind. As she makes her way to her desk, he's gonna walk over and have a seat across from it and kind of wave for Red to join him. She can sit if she wants, though. Miss Green, the building looks...
I'd rather have stand at an angle where I can see outside the door.
Oh, smart.
That's fair.
Miss Green, the building seems rather slow as of late.
Yes. We ended up needing to make some cuts.
Well, your transparency would be greatly appreciated. There are a few matters which I know you might be informed of. And my curiosity over these past couple months of having to dodge an assassin has really hardened down on my interest. So, if you'd like to start from maybe the beginning.
Roll manipulate someone.
Ah, yes, my best stat. I don't even have my character sheet open. Give me a second.
SMH.
Manipulate somebody. -1.
Oh, the 10 on a -1?
Who really cares for positives or negatives?
She folds her hands on the table and she looks you in the eye. Mr. Sun, what is happening here is much, much larger than this city. The reason I had to cut down on staff is that I was informed that 50 people would be kept alive in my organization because I helped. $50.
That really worked out well for Mrs. Sun, didn't it?
Well, as I'm sure Mr. Sun knows, the line of work the two, participate in, it's bound to happen.
I have no remorse for what happened to her, only my colleagues who are not in the industry. I don't care about the lives of people who sign these agreements. What I want to know is why this is happening. What is the grand scheme? What is bigger than the city? And what happens after the 6-month period that I was warned about?
Well, you saw her, the woman that was with us on the board. what was that? 3 months ago?
Yes. Almost to the date.
Well, I can, without giving away too much and sort of ruining what I have going for me currently, I can tell you that she is most certainly a part of it.
And I
What
imagine
kind of
any
part?
Well, the one who is, I guess, orchestrating this, and she just gestures openly to just the air.
we know we've been playing into her game as well. We've received magical prophecies, visions, I suppose, on our end. Again, I don't care to much give you a report as to the workings going on in Middle Tower, but you should know that we are in the middle of an ongoing investigation.
Oh, I am more than certainly aware.
Yes. And I'm sure you would lead me to believe that my presence in Middle Tower would be part of the responsibility of your empire's great losses. But that is no longer relevant to me. I have not felt as a member of this organization since innocent lives started being targeted. That has never been my intention. It's always been hunting monsters, and you had to complicate it. So I came here today with an offer. Unfortunately, you weren't able to meet with Mr. Algol, since I'd provided him with the well-written documents. But the choice, well, the first one, no longer seems entirely possible after hearing what I had. Instead, I will be leaving Celestine. Officially, I will be taking any documents on myself and Red, and I will expect a pension payoff to supply my own uh, workplace or home of operations. I will be starting my own investigative firm.
Mr. Sun, as much as I would love to support your entrepreneurship, Celestine has nothing left to give. Would you like to walk with me for a moment?
Very well. He stands up.
The three of you head down the stairs, and then you keep going. There is a maintenance door that Miss Green unlocks and walks in. And as the three of you step in and keep walking, you know that this is the research portion of the building, the basement, so to speak.
Yeah.
You haven't seen much of this particular area other than simply offboarding creatures to be experimented on. But as you walk, you notice that all of the... And, of course, you are walking around this basement with flashlights right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you sort of shine your flashlight in the windows, you notice that all of these cells are empty. We no longer have anything, Mr. Sun. I am, of course, not asking for any sort of remorse or what have you, but I simply want to inform you on the situation that that woman managed to steal everything from us. You see, we were aware of, and of course, I'm not sure if, well, who am I kidding? I know you know where the daughter now is. I don't know where Middle Tower is keeping her, but I assume you are aware. We were working on something to replace the daughter as the power source. And you come up onto the biggest door, which has Project 364 labeled on the sliding door panel. The Mana Bear, as we were calling it, was supposed to be the solution to this. It would have been another creature that we were exploiting for power, but we were able to get it to produce enough power, enough mana, in sort of a similar way as the daughter did. Enough that with a little bit more testing, it could have worked. We were working with that woman to make this switch, as we don't like the idea of using a god for, brewing a cup of coffee as the next, but that's how our city was built, and we play the hand we're dealt, so to speak.
All throughout this, Red is just fake smiling.
Well, to cut a long story short, we were backstabbed. It was around the time that the power outage was going to happen. We heard, I heard from our workers over at the plant that a member of Middle Tower was found there, and they were supposed to be captured, reprimanded, and sent back. Possibly charges against Middle Tower for invading, but, we're just going to try our best to settle the situation like that, but there were two problems at hand. The first was some actors decided to take things into their own hands and use steel as a catalyst, which then worked. They got their hands on that dog, and next thing you know it, there is a broken power plant and the daughter had escaped. We're assuming their plan was to simply take the daughter right then and there, as they seemed to desire, but that didn't happen.
So fortunate that Middle Tower has so many capable individuals under their employment.
Yes. All I can say is... Oh, of course, the other point. Miss Sun. She stopped following orders. Sometime around the time of her passing. Well,
I imagine it was not Celestine's direction to have her at the Temple of Water that night.
not at all. We had her on other duties, but, well...
What about the day when she put a bullet through myself and my comrade Ash?
Oh, don't you worry. That was more than certainly our orders.
He can't help but offer a wry smile at that.
And she offers one right back.
Well, it seems Celestine is on the brink of sinking, barely afloat then.
But who cares about any of that anyway? I
Well-
have an important question for you, Miss Green.
Oh, ask away, Red.
Why the long face? Why do you look so sad? You get to live. You're one of the lucky few that they chose to spare while everyone else dies in the ashes. So why is it such a sad little thing for you?
'Cause this wasn't supposed to happen. But here we are.
Wasn't supposed to happen. This wasn't in my goal. Everything would have worked perfectly if everyone just listened to me.
It's true.
I understand all of this way too well. So much greater good that everyone does. Do you know what no one really thinks about? The hurt make more hurt, and victims make more victims. Have you ever thought about all the people that you've killed, tortured, experimented on? Have you ever thought that maybe one of them wouldn't come to bite you back? And why are you so sad about it when this is all according to what you want? You get to live. You are perfectly playing your part. I don't understand why you would be so sad.
Well, when you think you're on top of it all and you find somebody higher up, you play your part. That's simply business.
And this is a great opportunity for you both to learn a little bit about humanity. He gives a slight glare to Red for her, what sounded like a threat.
Oh,
We are...
I'm not threatening. She merely did the best thing that she could to survive, which is something I respect. It just pains me so on all of these fake feelings of regret when all your actions have led to here.
Oh,
Put a
I'm
smile on that face.
sure she actually regrets not winning. But that's about as far as it goes.
Yes, you can think what you want, Red. I care not for the opinion of a monster.
But you do care the opinion of a monster that threatens to kill you. And that's why you did all of this, isn't it?
Oh. Oh.
I'm
Have to
not
be
threatening
careful.
you.
Oh, no, I know. I simply have to be careful to,
What you
not
can
give
and
away
can't
too
disclose.
much. Yes, exactly.
I understand that there's still a veil of secrecy. I am wondering, Is the project still behind this door, or has that also been seized?
She pulls on a latch that's at the bottom of the door and pulls the door open, and there is a fairly large room behind it, much bigger than to hold something of like humanoid size, and it is completely barren, save scratches on the walls and a few like hairs here and there. Everything was taken.
So what do you think your chances of this company succeeding are at this point?
Well, I guess it all depends on how this month pans out. I will give you all one more piece of advice before I show you two out. Whatever she is human.
I fully believe that. Before we show ourselves out, since we have much to talk about, I want to give you an offer, one that I do not think you deserve, but one that I think is human of me to do. I am outstretching my hand and saying, if you want to choose the correct side and offer your supports to Middle Tower, you can do so, and that will come with a level of protection from very capable hunters. If this is something you want to do, you know where to find Middle Tower, and I'm sure Candace will be happy to have a exchange of information with you for these services that they can offer. And with that, I bid you a good evening, Miss Green.
She gives a sort of snide smile. It's like, businessman as always. Have a lovely evening, Mr. Sun, and we'll
Yes.
see what happens.
On my way out, I'll be collecting my files. I assume nobody will be stopping me.
That's a good
No.
girl. Play your part.
Come along, Red.
No, I have one more thing to say. I understand where you're feeling right now. To be on top of the world, the apex predator, just a scared little bunny in a cage. I know it very intimately. But I assure you, you will play the part well. After all, you've always been good at pretending. Do well and survive, because that's all that matters. And I turn around to leave.
Mr. Sun just offers a shrug, not to either of them, but just in general, and then follows.
Yeah.
It's not saying it's not deserved. It is deserved.
Miss Green doesn't react to what you say and simply lets you guys take your leave before leaving herself.
Okay. Mr. Sun collects any and all physical paperwork since they don't have any digital right now. Not that I think they would. That would be a security risk. And takes them all to the truck, and then they head back to Middle Tower.
Excellent. Okay. Let's get the group session in order with everybody, because we need to get some stuff figured out at least before Zach has to leave, and then there's a few other things that will be done. But first things first, I will jump down.
I'm gonna
everybody.
send you a very, very, very quick DM that just needs an okay or not.
Okay, hit me.
Already gave the okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That should be good.
It was that or the other one that's already taken that we discussed, but this one works IMO even better, like flavor wise.
We'll talk about it a little bit because
Okay.
I can think of one holdup, but it should be fine.
I'm not gonna take that ability.
No.
If it's the crazy one.
No. It has nothing to do with any of the abilities or anything. It's something else. We'll talk about it later.
Sure.
Either
I
way.
won't do the leveling today because it's not going to be relevant, but we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Also, what's this? Because I have a character
Oh.
that's this.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
We're all here.
Let me.
Wait, I have an emote for this.
Why does Frost always get put to the left of me?
Aha!
I don't understand.
Owned, demolished.
It literally
Hello.
happens with nobody else ever.
I'm just built different, bro.
Base
You
and
really
build.
are.
Because he's secretly the chosen.
Exactly.
No, Todd Carlson doesn't exist anymore.
Always has.
Not in
That's
this
what he
canon.
wants you to. That's what he wants you to believe.
Well, here's the thing, though, Miss. If Terrace University can exist in this canon, so can his
Terrace
previous
University
characters.
doesn't exist in this canon.
Oh, that's a little Willy, and I guarantee he'll forget.
Let me change the last
Like, he
few.
forgets that there are two suns in the sky.
Or he forgets that we have the daughter.
Let me change these last few things, and then I'm going to.
Skin.
I'm gonna cut straight to business.
Ooh.
To cover a few things, just to make sure we get them out of the way. And then we will go into other things. Let me. Yeah, Darkle's the last one that I have to change. Cool.
The chosen.
I mean,
Chosen
Shark
real.
Boy.
Dark.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
The dynamic duo of Hunt for Your Shark Boy, Lava Girl, and Little Willy.
That's a trio.
So, as far as logistics stuff goes, this month, all of the hunts, the separate hunts, are going to be happening simultaneously, however they end up panning out. That is
Interesting.
how it works. Not, of course, like, literally at the same time, because I would perish.
Yeah, no, like in
This
universe.
one's 3 separate
but-
games.
Yes, in universe they will be
On the same day.
like together. Well, no. Yeah. In
Separate.
universe they will be on the same day. Yes.
So
that
it's
is
kind of like month 3 hunt 1, but all hunts.
correct.
Well,
not
imagine it'd be.
not on the same day as this session, but on the same day as in like all
When it happens.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, whenever the event happens, it's everyone dealing with this same event in different aspects of it.
yeah.
Because I guarantee it's not going to be an isolated incident.
The other thing, and there's already been a small taste of this, is I'm going to
Mhm.
have everybody rolling their pre-session stuff today
Oh,
by the end of the session.
Does this apply for the next session, or
Yes. So
Okay.
it sort of
Cool.
yeah. The third thing is after this month we are going to take a month break for me to make sure to rewrite some of my notes and do some organizing to get us ready for what will be the second half of stuff. But we are going to schedule the next meeting, the January meeting. I am going to put out the message for that tonight after the session. I'm going to put out like the poll to figure out what day it's going to be. because I
Raising
want
my hand
that.
to ask a question.
Yes.
Does this mean we're not having any universe-wide elephant event for Christmas?
Only if you want to, but it'd be
Yeah,
off
can
screen.
we have the Lacrimosa holiday special?
Don't give
Maybe.
Miss
Yeah,
any ideas. It'll be an
please.
actual giant white elephant attacking Middle Tower.
I'm
We'll
fine
see,
with
we'll see.
that.
I'm fine with that.
Let's
I'm
have like
also
a
fine
little
with that.
mini break.
I've been
Like there's like gonna be
thinking.
like a bunch of people dying, but then you just have like a Christmas episode where all of them are.
I have been thinking about like doing a session in the midst of December, but I haven't decided on it yet.
Okay.
It all depends on how stuff with like work pans out too, because
Oh yeah.
I will be starting that soon too, and that is the other reason why I'm going to be taking the break in December, just to make sure that that all pans out well. Okay, I think that's all of the more important logistics stuff. Let's jump back, sort of in canon, in world, and get to business. So this is the very start of this month. There is a meeting scheduled, and all of you sort of show up around the usual, like 7, 8 o'clock, as is normally requested of you. And tension is somewhat high. Everybody knows something is coming. Even just normal citizens can sort of feel it in the air. You all gather up in the middle tower lobby and sit down to discuss what is going to happen this month. Candace walks out from behind the desk as everybody is gathered and rolls out the whiteboard, or the blackboard, excuse me. And okay, I guess it is time to get things started. First things first, Ellie, I believe you have some projects that you wanted to talk about. Yeah, let me grab them real quick. And she jumps down to her lab and brings up 2 boxes. One of them being fairly small and the other one being about the size, a little bit larger than like a dinner plate. I got 2 things based on your guys' research from the last month. The first, and she opens the small box, is what we are calling the sensory relay. A pair of devices able to communicate extremely long distances for an extended period of time, regardless of mana in the air or anything like that. We tapped into the sound sensory mimic and its abilities and figured out how it was, I guess, projecting. And we've made good use of it, and this should be a fairly good stand-in for our inability to use our mana tablets and such. So that should be good for this month. The other thing, and Ellie opens the sort of dinner plate sized box and pulls out what looks like a hubcap, like on a car. Yes, Mr. Sun?
No, I'm just that it just looks like a hubcap of a car.
Yeah, a little bit more than meets the eye. This is the Titan trap, made from some research on the ants. Can be primed ahead of time, and when triggered by motion sensing, we sort of stole a little bit more from the mimics to sort of make this work, but it explodes outward with the instantiated Titan ant construction fluid, immobilizing what triggered it for a fairly decent amount of time. Of course, the larger the creature, the less effective the trap is going to be. However,
That would have been
That
good.
would have been useful.
That would have been useful last hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
huh?
agree.
Says everyone from every hunt last month.
Literally every hunt where we had to, because we all did like the trap and inflate thing.
Well, now we have this.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
The sensory relay takes 1 mana crystal and provides power for somewhere along 6 hours, so around 2 time segments in mechanics. And the Titan Trap, it is 1 mana crystal per activation. Also, if it isn't triggered, the crystal is still consumed. Do keep that in mind. I will
So the crystal primes it.
Yes. I will post... Oh, I didn't copy the T. That's fine. I will
Titan
copy
Trap Poggers.
Titan Trap. Is a sensory relay. I'll post both of those there. Other than that, I think that's all I have, Candace. Okay. Assuming that everything happens in one big shit show. Let's make 3 groups, shall we? As per usual.
Sounds good.
The only thing that I know of for sure, from what I've been informed of / talked about, is that we're going to want one group to stay here in Middle Tower and protect the daughter. That is a necessity.
I may have something to know about that. I got a vision last night after I talked to Sarah, and it essentially showed Miss Sun stepping out of a dark portal and grabbing a figure from next to me with wings of fire behind her.
What?
So
Excuse me?
yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah, if grabbing a figure, I didn't see what figure she grabbed, but my assumption is that probably has something to do with her, with the daughter. Because I can't think of anyone else being.
To defend the daughter.
I can't think of anyone else being taken. So,
Are you sure it was Miss Sun?
it was a fiery red-haired figure. And I believe my vision was fairly clear this time. Pretty sure it was her, but I could, my visions have been kind of fuzzy before, so maybe there was a detail I missed, but unless we know someone else with red hair that's like would be doing this, I believe it would be her. It didn't look like you. It didn't like there was. It did not look like you, Red. Red, do not worry. I ruled you and Candace out immediately as who was doing it. But, you know,
Well,
Celestine seemed to know something about some of these attacks. And if I remember correctly, they gave Sun the ultimatum of month 6, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have a way of her being back.
Red and I actually went to Celestine a couple weeks ago, so your dream,
You said we weren't
unfortunately.
supposed to tell anybody.
Oh no, there's no secrets anymore.
Mm.
Well, okay, if we did the initial plan, then yeah, we wouldn't have said anything. But fortunately, we didn't have to kill them. He
That
says
is true.
aloud.
What was that?
Why would you say this so casually? And why did Willie just walk in the door?
Regardless,
Regardless,
I do personally. I don't know if I'm the best person at the job, but I do want to protect the daughter of water.
Water daughter protection duty is very good.
I just don't really want to see someone who suffered for 100 years get put through something more, you know?
I also want to help protect the daughter of water.
Yeah, I mean,
You already know I'm staying behind.
at this point, we know everyone's skill set. So we need to make sure we have people who are the best equipped to defend this, like
it sounds
the daughter.
like
And I agree that those 3 are definitely people who could handle that, from what I've heard.
3
Let
muscle.
me add
Is
her.
that correct?
I mean, four if we can.
Actually,
We
and
might
Lil.
want somebody with more utility to be on the team as well.
You're saying I'm not utility? I cannot believe this.
There is, while you guys you guys can continue to have this conversation, but this conversation sort of fades for a moment. I need let's do James first, and then I need Choice Amine.
All of them are activating at different times, and I don't like it.
James, you're in the middle of this meeting. Your crystal, it starts to vibrate.
Not a fucking fail.
You
I rolled a 2 last month.
You take a step to the side as you normally do during this, and something strange happens. You're so used to at this point sending things back to your sect that you are not ready for the crystal to pop out a small mana crystal, just normal looking mana crystal, and on the display it says water. And then next comes the sickly green mana crystal that you sent in before. And the display reads wild. You rolled a mixed success for
I did roll a mixed, yeah.
Yes.
So. Which is going to be basically the same thing you've been giving me every time, I assume, because I keep rolling mixed.
It is slightly different in a way. Across the display, you see scroll across, find the name of the perpetrator.
Okay.
And now, Choice Amine, in the middle of this sort of conversation and you thinking about, like, the daughter getting kidnapped again, and everybody sort of talking civilly but slightly over themselves. Roll me plus weird as you start to sort of fade out of the conversation slightly. Oh, the big rolls.
Negative 1, 2.
Yeah, dude.
That's what we like to see.
You and I both have -1s. Let's go.
As the world around you fades to black, you notice a blood red, cloudy sky roll above you. The streets of Fairy Hook begin to sprawl out around you as if they popped up from a children's book. And you see people running through the streets. Not from something, but towards something. You see the crazed look in their eyes, and as one runs by you, you see the glimpse of a mark. Familiar to you, and, of course, the rest of Middle Tower. What has been come to be known as the Umbrella Organization. And with that, you start to... The room starts to fade back into vision.
Man.
With that, I will also have Wallace. You can also roll your pre-session roll.
Okay.
Come on.
We have 6.
Yeah, big money rolls.
Oh my god, okay.
I'm glad we all succeeded. Like, none of us have gotten a fail on any of these yet, which
But
is
see,
really
Wallace-
good for this one.
Wallace has a +3 to his though. That's what
Yeah.
choice
Yeah.
means is amazing.
Yeah, no, Choice Wins is amazing. I'm just saying, I'm really glad that, like, all of us are getting, like, the knowledge ones are getting, like, real good, like, hey, here's information.
Yeah, I will let you know that I have failed this roll once with a
Sure.
critical fail.
You may hold 2 and you may spend them
It's
whenever.
3.
Oh, 3, excuse me.
Will the holds also carry over to
Your
like
section,
the
yes.
next?
Your
Okay,
hunt.
cool.
Yeah. And that goes for any bonuses or other stuff for any of your stuff from your pre-session rolls.
Yeah. Will you tell me what counts as stop it from coming true, like for mine, like whenever it comes, because
Yes,
it's
I
like,
will. I will tell you when you get XP at
Quick
the
well, no,
end
no,
of
not
it.
the XP.
Yeah.
I get a +1/4 to prevent it from coming true, and I don't know which roll would be the first one that applies to, essentially.
You will know when
Oh, okay, I'll
we
know.
get there.
Quick,
As for
quick
a lot
side
of
question.
these things. What's up?
Do we have what we got from the last level in our last hunt?
Yeah.
Currently, yeah. This is the new month.
All right.
Okay.
Does he have a startup hunt move?
Nah.
Okay. With that, the sort of conversation fades back in as you guys sort of discuss who should be in what group.
I think that the one person who's probably best at protecting, from what I've read about in reports, Enlil.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think Enlil, Red, Ash, and Choice Mean is not a bad group to defend the daughter. There's physical strength. There's physical strength and mana abilities between the group.
Yeah, I entirely agree.
Yeah, I mean, it does mean that like we're putting all of our a lot of our heavy hitters in
Putting
one
all of our
area.
eggs in one basket.
Yeah, that's the thing. We are putting all of our heavy hitters in one area, but
I feel like we should spread our power out a little bit.
I mean, the thing that sucks is we don't know what else we're up against. Like, we don't
Protecting
know.
the daughter means nothing if the other 8 people die because they didn't have any muscle.
Well, I mean, it's not that we all have our strengths. It's not like we can't like hurt these monsters without these 4. We've had hunts with that have had none of those 4 on them before.
Well, I see what he means.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
good to have at least one person who can take the brunt of the damage in every group.
Is one of you going to volunteer to step down from that then?
Do we know what the other groups are going to be about?
No.
Or what they're going to try to do?
Like, I know that there's going to be Miss Sun attacking somewhere, and my assumption is that it's here. But outside of that, we have no leads on where other attacks may happen.
I know not who has connections to the daughter or not, but I am in agreement that while it is good to protect home base and especially protect the daughter, we should try to be prepared for whatever else may come our way, because it sounds like this is going to be a big thing, not just with Celestine's own hellspawn.
Mm-hmm. I will also say, just as I talked with Sarah about when their mother's necklace got stolen, that's on the 3rd floor, which is near the med bay. So whoever broke in, there's a chance they know the daughter's here.
I mean, it's almost certain that they know the daughter's here.
Yeah,
it's not a chance.
But you don't have the door to the med bay should have been closed, and you have to actually look in. If they only went through the window, grabbed and left through the window, they didn't see it, but there is a very high possibility that the daughter.
I turn to Mr. Sun. Nothing. We can say everything, right?
Yeah, it's all fair game.
Oh yeah, Celestine definitely knew we had the daughter the entire time.
Oh, cool.
So everyone else would know as well.
They don't know exactly where she is.
They don't know where she is, but
the
issue know we know her whereabouts.
But the issue is that in the last hunt with Choice Mean, Willie, and I, the monster, which was an Umbrella Corporation monster, was looking for the location of the daughter, and it had no idea where she could be. Considering that all Choice Mean said was med, it went to Lacrimosa Hospital.
Would it be a possibility to move her somewhere else in the building, so to lessen the chances of her being found? I assume the equipment could be moved as well.
I mean, 3rd floor means we have the longest time to defend against anything coming from the front, but
not counting the numerous instances of teleportation we've had to deal with, and clearly we're going to have to deal with that again.
And in my vision, she did appear out of a clouded void. It didn't appear she didn't just walk up. She appeared in the area.
It'd also be worth mentioning that Miss Sun is no longer under the employment of Celestine.
Well, I imagine.
What do you? I mean, she was dead.
Well, even before her untimely demise, her resource was poached from this umbrella organization.
So she hasn't been working for Celestine since she
Since she
started
shot
hunting.
me and Ash, more or less.
Interesting.
Are you certain that the face of who you saw is important?
I don't think it
Shot
entirely
Ash?
matters, but one thing is, if it is Miss Sun, you can expect traps, and your environment will be weaponized. I can't imagine
The
her
world was
actually
burning around.
assaulting. I just can't imagine her assaulting Middle Tower. It would be against all of her training, superpowers granted from turning into some sort of winged monster, but
Some
I
sort of
mean,
one-winged angel.
well, also one thing, Z, yes, I did get shot. She did shoot me. And second thing, it may not be Miss Sun, it may just be her body.
But
Well, either
she
way, I want
destroyed
nothing to do with it.
Dang, even more Final Fantasy references.
At the risk of sounding a little strange, could it not be possible that her sister is coming for her? Would that not be a possibility?
What do you
The
mean?
daughter's
Was her
sister?
Yeah.
The daughter of
Was the
fire?
hair fiery red or was it actual fire?
Best I could tell was fiery red, and I've
What about skin color?
Miss. What was the
Hard to say.
Mm,
you? I mean, I can't use the specific phrase because like I there was a sense in my mind that I recognized
Mm-hmm.
who it was though, and I've seen Miss Sun before. I was up. She pulled me out of a dumpster. Like I've I've seen her up close. I've never seen the Daughter of Fire before, to my knowledge. So I'm like, I feel like it has to be her. And honestly, like I wouldn't put it past them being able to have access to some amount of her DNA, like whatever group this is. They made an amalgamation of flesh attack like the city. I don't think it's out of the question that they used some of her, especially if she was working with them before before her death. They probably had some plan for her, like some of her remains.
well, I hate to say I told you so.
I figured someone like her wouldn't be finished so easily, unfortunately, but
My
this
assumption
does
was
not
she
bring
was
me
still
any
working.
peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
But
It
Candace, do you know anything that the other groups will be required to do upcoming, or have you not been informed?
Well, we're sort of operating under our own umbrella here since we're not. Ha ha ha, I
Very
know.
poor choice of words.
No. Never make that joke again, please.
I don't think it was a
It
joke,
I
but
don't think you
certainly
joke either.
wasn't on purpose. Uh,
Very poor choice of words.
yes, unfortunately. Anyways, the majority of the guild has been tasked with fending off the walls and trying to protect our extremities, Meat Valley, the Ridge, etc.,
Mhm.
due to the possibility of hordes coming. It's happened before. I wouldn't be surprised if they timed this, if they have some kind of know-how with one of these hordes. It's been a while since we've had them. And it would be somewhat common knowledge that hordes happen sort of every once in a while, where sort of all of the monsters outside of the walls just pile onto cities. Just pile onto like the walls and try to break in. Generally, they aren't successful, especially in the last few years, or I guess like 2 decades, something along those times, because Lacrimosa is much more prepared for things like this, or at least they were before the power outage, among other things.
Never really understood why they did that.
Well,
I mean, do you think we're going to be tasked with helping them? Or do you think that means that the guild is going to handle it on their own?
from what Amber has told me, the majority of the guild is tasked with that. There are some members who will be helping us out on any immediate going-ons that pop up within the walls.
I believe that the majority of the danger will be taking place within the walls.
I agree.
Given the attack on the Boro and the robot flesh creature looking for the daughter, I believe that the horde on the outside, if there is one imminent, will be used as a means for the whatever group is trying to destroy Lacrimosa from within for their opportunity to attack. So I think our greatest danger should be focused within our own home.
I might have some information to help us make the choice, considering what you just said.
Go on.
I'll like Tracy will relay like the vision in its entirety and just kind of put back down immediately after, like it's lean back in his chair.
I mean, that umbrella mark is shown again. Definitely means it's connected.
Okay.
You said you saw the mark on just a person?
Yes. It's civilian, I would assume. Which would probably help if we had someone who can handle something of that scale, possibly magical, maybe.
You said they were. You said that they appeared to be drawn to something, like running towards rather than away.
Yes.
Is it possible
My
that the
first thought was
threat
just Z.
isn't from
I'm helping
outside the walls?
Are they controlling people?
It sounds like it.
Well, I wouldn't put it past them, given the amalgamations they've created have relied on tapping into people's brains and their memories to control them. So it's not impossible that they could have created something that could control the masses, given the monsters they've been testing.
Yeah, and the last monster that we fought, the robot, it read people's minds. It could get into people's minds and get them to tell the truth.
So it's certainly not impossible.
When we hear this attack happening, I'm going to Fairy Hook. I'm gonna confront this.
What's in Fairy Hook?
That's where he said the vision was.
Okay.
Right? The vision took place in Fairy Hook?
Yes.
Or am I... Okay.
You're correct.
Yeah. I mean, I can get into people's minds too. Maybe I don't think I could be able to sway everyone, but I might be able to get some information out of what they're feeling, or perhaps sway some away from it, at least protect as many as I can.
We'll break this. We'll break the team into 3 groups. One group stays here, keeps an eye on the daughter and any nearby going-ons. The second focuses on the Fairy Hook situation. I'm not sure what it will entail, but I'll see what we can do. The third, I need on standby for in case anything else shows up that we don't have any prior knowledge on.
Okay. I wasn't being totally honest with my intentions before. And I just like to mention a word.
Yes.
Hmm?
And you're telling me that Mrs. Sun could possibly still be alive.
That is correct.
The person that shot both Ash and Mr. Sun
And Wallace.
and Wallace
Shot at. She
Shot at,
missed.
Shot
but-
at.
Actually landed with Sun and Ash.
And
I mean,
Z.
it's still the and Z.
And
Oh yeah,
Z.
she did. Yeah,
Oh yeah, she shot Z.
Anyways.
Z almost died. I
Anyways.
forgot.
I believe
Anyways.
almost died
And
is the word.
also worked for Celestine.
Indeed.
I cannot wait to rip her throat out. It
That's fair.
fills me with excitement. I don't care where I go, so long as I can see her dead.
By all means.
Yeah.
I'm a little
You-
less giddy about it, but I also wouldn't mind a showdown with Miss Sun.
I'm
I
sorry.
mean-
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get that excited, but
No, I mean you two have history with this group with her, so I don't doubt that you should have these intentions.
That being
Well,
said,
apparently I have some unfinished business as well.
yes, you also did
Alright.
good shot. So I'm
Who
going
is
to have to.
Mrs. Sun again?
Oh my god.
She's just an enemy.
She's the-
Don't worry about it.
She was
She's
the sister
Sun's-
agent to Mr. Sun and tried to
Yeah.
assassinate him, and thus also tried to assassinate like 4 of us.
Right.
That's
Cool.
That's
cool,
why I was
cool,
laughing
cool,
a little
cool.
bit when Darko was like, "Is it possible it's like when they said sister?" I was like, "Does he mean like her sister agent, like Miss Sun's sister agent?" I'm like, "That would be Sun. That would be our.
That would be Mr. Sun.
That would be Mr. Sun." But
Who is right there.
As much as
mean-
I would like to deal a blowback, I'm gonna have to rely on Red and Ash for that. I will be putting myself in the reserve, as I think it would be best for me to get as much information as possible before I hit the field.
yeah, I mean, you have a lot of all-around skills as well as the truck to get people somewhere fast. If we need a group sent somewhere immediately, that is a guaranteed way to get people there, get everyone there at the same time
Exactly.
quickly.
I think that one of the better options is if you have unfinished business with her, then maybe you should take my place because you can stop certain magical effects from
That is true.
following through.
Stay with the daughter.
You would be protecting the daughter, yes.
I'm gonna be honest.
Actually, not a bad idea.
I kind of feel like Z should. This is just my opinion, but I feel like if Choice Amin's vision does come to be true, I believe Z would be the best equipped for it.
Yeah, I mean, in a similar way
It's
of
up to you.
me kind of trying to manipulate the people's minds back, Z's ability to stop magic is also very useful in that situation.
Because it really is up to you, Z.
I think it would make sense if Z and Choiceamine were on Team Fairy Hook.
Very.
I mean, don't you want to stay here?
Choice, I mean, seemed adamant about staying to protect the daughter.
That's the way I'm going
So
to get
Z,
a bite out of Miss Sun.
Just so I
Sure.
understand your magic, bear with me. Are you able to stop a magical effect, like some sort of counter spell?
Yes.
In that case, I think it would be best if they were tasked with protecting the daughter if we are dealing with a force that can teleport, while they might not be able to stop Miss Sun or anybody else for that matter from teleporting in, they would be very useful in keeping them there and keeping them from just blipping out with the daughter while our 3 bruisers are on standby, making them regret appearing to begin with.
Makes sense to me.
So,
Yes.
I hate to try to step on shoes, but I do believe the best team for staying back at base would be Red, Z, and Lil, and Choiceamine. Unless there are any objections, I think we can safely say we have that part done.
I
As
would
much
agree.
as this will give me pure chagrin, I will stay and protect her.
You don't have to.
I mean, also, you don't necessarily have to think about as it protecting the daughter. You're also protecting Middle Tower.
Wait,
I'm getting revenge on Miss Sun.
If we don't know if they're just after the daughter here,
I would
they
also
know
like
Middle
to.
Tower is capable of doing good for the world, and destroying Middle Tower is only helpful to them.
Sarah pushes up her glasses from the side of the room and mentions, I can't help but notice that there is, I guess, an assumption that is being made here that Miss Sun is going to be the one who comes here. It's possible, but we shouldn't be,
yes.
I guess, choosing
Picking order.
locations or choosing positions based on a grudge.
Yes.
I
I will,
also
yeah, that is fair, because every vision I've done in the past has been something that happens to me or around me. So my fear is that wherever I go, that's where Miss Sun's gonna show up.
Also,
Did she specifically appear in the med bay, or did she just
She appeared
appear?
in front of me and grabbed a figure from next to me.
Hmm.
So I didn't see this. I saw the area around us burning, but I didn't see a specific landmark or location to indicate where we were. I just saw
It could
everything else
really
on
be
fire.
anywhere.
As much as that pains me, then I would like to follow M.
In that case, I would like to be nowhere near M.
I
Understandable.
I think
If I knew Miss Sun was gonna show up, I'd want to be away from me too. But
I
then
just don't
I'll take.
relish in the idea of seeing a reanimated corpse of a person I had to deal with, so I would like to stay as far away from it as possible.
I
I would
think
like to
Fair
bring
your
enough.
specialties would be more useful in Fairy Hook regardless, Wallace.
I agree. Fairy hook or dealing with the unknown are my specialties anyway.
Probably the
reason-
unknown, because it sounds like M's going to Fairy Hook, and you want to stay
I
as
mean,
far away from that as possible.
yeah, I mean, you always could be on the reserves because you seem to have a knack for finding information. So
It's
if
what
you,
I'm good
Everyone
at.
wants to look at the mission board and the
Mm.
pins.
Yeah, I have it up
You
right
can
now.
just sort your
Yeah.
names.
yeah,
I
make
can.
sure you click off it if you're not using it, just so people can
Side,
edit
My
what
apologies.
comes in.
side comment.
Oh.
Celia, you saw my question, right?
Yes, I did. We'll
Okay.
figure out the details by the time that actual hunt happens. Since
Okay.
there's not
But
going to be any
if
actual
that,
combat today, so.
if you want to go after Miss Sunzi, then I think going with M is probably the best decision. I can stay back with the daughter and Choiceamine and Enlo.
I do want to bring up. Obviously I don't know very much about the topic, but it sounds if this umbrella group is making amalgamations. Even if it were to be using Miss Sun's body, it could just not be her. Like
That's
I'm not like
It's more
emotional.
than that.
yeah.
I want to know more about this control.
That's
Yes.
true. If we
I
know the umbrella thing can control the masses, that's not a good thing to
That's why I do believe somebody who has an uncanny ability to communicate, somebody with a magical ability to better understand the words that are being said by another, those should be the type of people who go to Fairy Hook, because a lot of that is going to start with asking questions around town.
Assuming the people are actual, like if they were running towards something, they might not be there. Their minds may already be gone.
I have a question.
Which is
All right, it's just like a general question. Is it possible to get body armor of some kind without spending a move? Because if this is the place that's going for hunt too, I might end up taking damage.
To get body armor?
I don't think you can wear armor if you have a natural armor perk.
It doesn't stack. You just get the like
Have
your
armor.
natural. Oh, well.
Oh, you don't have any armor ability?
A lot of classes don't have any armor.
Yeah, I
I think
have
the
no
main
armor.
reason behind that is
Yeesh.
normally you kind of need to know how to wear armor and still maneuver around
Yeah,
in
be
a
useful.
combat scenario, and the vast
that's
majority of people
true.
don't have that knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like for me, I don't have armor because I also don't really have weapons.
I only have armor when I protect someone.
Yeah, it's like a
Kevlar
magical
vest
kind
and
of thing.
Spidey senses, baby.
Okay.
Well, Miss Elliot is that possible?
I mean, other than maybe borrowing from somebody else, no.
You want to borrow my leather jacket?
What?
It's armor.
Got a one armor leather jacket.
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
A true practice in
It's
just
very
for the
comfortable.
slide, not the ride.
wouldn't you want that for?
No, I have natural unless someone else in my group wants to wear it during the hunt. It's
I always want to wear your leather jacket.
For different reasons.
have
A leather
What is your
jacket.
skin made out of?
you know, the good
Plot
stuff.
armor. It's made of plot armor.
My
quite
God.
literally made out of plot
That,
armor.
no, literally,
Well,
that's why he
Built
helped.
differently.
I know. He built
actually
The
differently.
chosen
built
are
different.
literally built different. Yeah.
Looks at you and just says, simply don't get hit.
Well, if you're offering, I guess
You can
I
borrow it. Yes,
I don't quite feel comfortable borrowing stuff from other people. Okay.
If
Didn't-
we're suggesting people borrow things from others that they may need, I do have a hand-to-hand weapon that I don't really have a lot of use for. Is
Oh shit, did you want that back?
We have
Oh my
a
God.
hand-to-hand weapon that is available.
I had a hand-to-hand weapon.
Did we not return that to the farmer?
No,
No.
we never did. He never did.
Mr. Sun slowly puts his face in his hands.
We
His forehead.
we
It's
just
okay.
Wait, but what
That's
exactly
you
is it?
wanted, right?
I reach into my bag of question marks and pull out a sickle. Did you
Yeah,
want this
it's
back?
the sickle.
Took
It's
that.
Sorry,
fine.
I
He
forgot.
gave
From
it to
his-
me as thanks
Yeah,
for
we-
saving him.
That's good. Sorry, I did not know that when I
No,
asked.
that's what we
Hours
that's what we
ago.
decided.
I'll
Is
just
that
point
you-
out, Wallace, you can tell I'm lying. I'm hardcore lying. 100% lying.
I'm just gonna. Wallace is just gonna roll his eyes and say nothing about it.
Yes.
James, I cannot believe that you would give me a stolen good.
Okay.
Keep
It's-
calling the
Whatever you
kettle
say,
black.
Noah.
You know what? We're probably putting it to better use. So sure, whatever.
You stole from an old
Listen,
man that was
I
taken
did
by
no
ants.
such thing.
Was it stolen before or after it got into your hands?
Let's say
After.
before.
It's a gray area.
Let's say before, just to,
That's a great area.
Look,
My
he
guess
wasn't
is
there. He
probably
was in
before.
danger. We took what we needed to help,
to be-
free him.
to be fair,
He doesn't
the
miss it.
man was stolen from his house and
Yeah.
left the sickle. So
Ah, yes, it was.
It
The
was
transitive
it wasn't
property, it was stolen.
it
You know,
wasn't
I'm
really stealing. It was more like
You had
looting.
that
I
conversation
found
with
it
him,
in his
James.
house. I thought it may have been a clue, you know, so I took it with me so that I could refer back to it later, you know, as a clue, to
Yeah.
his whereabouts or something.
And then you
I'm-
just forgot to return it.
Yeah.
Yes,
No,
just so
Okay.
forgetful of me.
James said that, you know, it was given to him as a gift, and I choose to believe him. We did save his life after all.
That's
It's
true.
I'm glad you had that conversation with him, because after he got home, if nobody did, it would have looked like somebody just broke into his safe and took that and a
Well,
few
he
other
was
things from
vulnerable.
it.
Yeah, that would be really unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so have we decided who's going to go on each, you know, who's going to be in the ferry hook and all of that?
I'm going to Fairy Hook. And
That means I'm
that's
also going to Fairy Hook.
yeah.
Well,
Aha, Wallace, welcome to the team of bench.
Well, I'm
It's
at
not
least
no. You two
I'm at
you
least
two are
glad to
some
be
of,
hunting with someone I've hunted with before.
yeah, and you two are some of the better people I think to have on reserves because you have a lot of skills that are useful to just be prepared for every situation.
I also have a button that says save a person if they're in danger, but
Now,
Is that anything
That's
like
me.
no button?
don't forget how you last played the hunt that we were both in. But
I know, and I've talked to Ash
I've-
about that as well.
I've also noticed that you are a lot different now. So
Yes.
I will
I-
trust you to do the best that you can.
Hopefully I can. I'm
Which has the most opportunity to meet someone from Umbrella?
Red, before you go on that hunt with M, you should know that I hold no animosity against M's decisions in the past.
Is little
think-
Willie even listening?
I think
Just
I'm
to-
gonna
Yeah, I'm
say.
here. What do you mean?
He's been standing next to me like this entire
Oh.
time. And he's just
I
like,
just-
nothing.
I like
Yeah.
to imagine that.
I
Like,
just
even though
got
he
back
was
from my
physically
uncle's
here-
place. We were eating, you know, we went out to a barbecue, a local barbecue place. You know,
No,
you can
that's-
still make barbecue
that's a
without
really
power
good
because
joke.
apparently there's no power.
Yes, we've
That's a
reiterated this a
joke.
dozen times.
I mean, I was more just commenting. We realized that going to Fairy Hook, we may need some people that are, you know, a little bit better smooth talkers.
Oh,
That is true.
Yeah.
And plus,
I
aren't
mean,
you
I
from
mean-
You are an
Fairy Hook?
incredibly
Your
smooth
your
talker.
uncle's place is in Fairy Hook.
I'm like Keith
You
Stone
have plus 2
smooth, you
in
know.
charm, right?
I don't know what that means, but you're right.
What
you
does
are.
that mean? You know, smooth like Keystone, you know.
What?
No idea what that is, but
Are you
Willie,
making Google
isn't
kids?
your
These days,
So
Wait,
you're saying-
boomers
Willie.
these
You're saying we
days.
need Noah because he's a smooth criminal.
Hey,
Uh, Willie?
Keith,
Willie,
wow.
hey, Willie,
Wait, was that the
Willie,
Pirates of the Caribbean?
what?
Willie, your family's in Fairy Hook.
Yeah,
Something
but
really bad is gonna happen in Fairy
yeah,
Hook.
but let's be honest. I feel like someone that's actually effective and is an actual freaking hero should go.
I'm
just
going
like
to slap you.
I'm literally just a guy.
You just
I'm
want
going
to be
to
assigned
slap
next
you.
to me, buddy. I get it. It's okay. We can have some hunts apart from each other. It's all right.
Also,
We've already
have-
had two.
we also have someone who knows Fairy Hook on the hunt already.
I mean, I do know Fairy Hook quite well, but
Hunt,
Also-
though.
Either way, it's up to you guys individually where you want to go. So, if Little Willie wants to be on reserves, then, well, don't
It was
don't,
the smiley
don't
face.
sway
that
him
got me, I'm
otherwise.
sorry. It was the smiley face next to his
I
name
mean,
that
I
got me.
don't mind him going anywhere else. The issue is that you, sir.
Put him back.
Oh my god.
Put him back.
It's fine. I trust all of your judgments, and if you think this is what's best for the
I'm surprised
team,
you're willingly
No.
deciding to go with a party with both M and Red.
it's literally because I trust the judgment of the team.
Oh, come
You
on.
made
Put
the
him
judgment
back.
of the
I
one
wanna-
person who said you should go to Fairy Hook.
The two people on the hunt was like, "Are you sure you want to go?" And everyone else is like, "He's sure."
You're allowed to
You-
pick where you go, man.
You go where
Nobody's
you want,
hurting
man. I
you.
was just saying, like.
Listen,
Also,
comfort
hang on.
over
For the people in chat who can't see the shenanigans that just went on in the spreadsheet, Little Willie had his name with a smiley face next to James, and upon moving his name, changed it to a frowny face.
I want to point out it wasn't like a parenthesis smiley face. It was like the C smiley face, and I went to C frowny face. So it's extra sad.
Lowercase.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Listen,
went from
Jesus.
Put him back on the reserve.
He can go where he wants.
Willie,
You may have
Willie.
said
Here's the
Willie.
no. Let's just put him on the daughter. Let's just
Hang
put
on.
him on the hunt.
Let me just say, Willie,
That's me.
I have known you for basically the entire time that I've been in Lacrimosa.
It's true.
It's true. You're not just some guy. You're the same guy who will hoverboard into a dangerous situation without hedging his bets and somehow make it out alive every single time. You're also the same guy who stopped a giant blast of cold from hitting me. You are also the guy who is able to jump through a window and get away with it half the time.
It's true.
Well,
You are not just some guy. You are a hunter of Middle Tower. And you are Little Willie. You are William Little Willie Crawford. Okay? Don't you doubt yourself in front of me again.
She's right, you know.
well,
Daniel, I wasn't
That's it,
expecting
Waller.
the character development.
I would say that you also have an uncanny ability to make those around you like you.
He's right, you know.
Candace smiles.
Oh. Okay, yeah, let's change the subject. I'm blushing.
You just got complimented by Candace. The smile.
Hey, don't
Have
put,
more confidence in yourself.
don't put words into my mouth, Ash.
Your son lets out a single, snicker from the back.
Anywho,
Ash dies.
Yeah, so it looks like
back on track here. Is that everybody?
we're missing Z.
During
Z
this
gets to shoot.
entire
Oh,
conversation debacle.
Z and
I'm missing 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where's me?
Sorry.
Z and
Tristan.
Z and Choiceamine.
Design.
They get to decide which one is the 3-person hunt.
and
This whole
there's no
conversation.
During this whole argument conversation thing, Noah just walked up to the blackboard and put his name down under the daughter hunt and walked back towards the edge of the room.
You are literally prepared for every situation, so
You really just took Choiceamine's spot at the daughter.
You took choice of being spotted with the dog.
You know what?
it's
You
fine.
know what?
It's not
Hold
like,
on.
Let's go.
Hold on.
it's not like
Hold on.
it's not like
You gotta be
Choiceamine
with
has a
us.
connection to the daughter or anything.
I know,
Sure.
right? I mean,
What?
just some.
Why would he be chosen? Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Maybe he was chosen by someone.
Say about
Chosen to make hot dogs.
Nice.
Were you?
Hell yeah.
What were you about
Goals.
to say?
I thought Z was going to Fairy Hook because
Yeah,
of the
hold
mind
on.
thing.
Yeah.
Or let's
No,
Okay.
Z.
Okay.
Z's
I'm
the one with
going
the
to-
ability to stop a power, like a magical
that's
effect.
fair.
Yes.
No, I did the flip, so go in there.
Oh, it's all gone.
No.
Wait, what
you
happened?
can-
It's all
you
gone.
No
Hold
more.
on.
No more fairy hook.
No.
Just
Very
Z. Z.
Don't click
No,
anything.
it's
click
not no
anything.
more.
Yeah, don't
What
click
just
it.
happened? I just
Yeah, hit Control Z. Hit Control
Control
Z.
Z.
You dragged the whole.
Now Control Z.
box.
Yeah,
There
there
you
you
go.
go.
There we
We go.
go.
We're good.
I get it. Control Z.
I can't believe we just wiped out fairy
Damn
hook
it.
like that.
Control Z.
Here,
Control
I'll
Z.
fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
sorry,
I'll fix
I
it.
will not
Don't worry.
hover over that.
Yeah.
No, it's
Okay.
already. What?
What?
Fairy
Guys,
hook.
What?
guys.
Why?
Fairy Hook.
What? You can't
Fairy
move me around.
Did you not? Was that not
Were
what
Were
you
you?
were doing?
Were you not going to Fairy Hook?
Somebody
Guys,
deleted
everyone,
No.
everyone, hands off. If you're not changing yourself.
Yeah.
I
feel
I
like
just
that
got
was what I was saying.
moved.
You can,
Yeah.
you can
No,
tell I
it's-
didn't write it because they spelled my name wrong.
You've been fixed.
Okay.
All right.
Where's Choiceamine going then?
The reserves could use the muscle, but also
Will this be
Miss
Red's
Sun.
first hunt with only 3 people?
Miss Sun and
Everyone needs one.
and a wave of mind-controlled civilians. It could also use 4 people.
Can
Well, we don't know what the
move-
third
Is
hunt is,
true.
so it could literally go anyway. We're
Out
gonna
of
have a
character-
2-person hunt.
Out of character, I know like I literally have to be there because my visions just happened and I saw it. But I don't. Choi Min is literally not equipped for this. He's nothing.
That doesn't mean you have to be there.
It's true.
Yeah.
Technically.
You don't
Your
have-
vision is not necessarily from your eyes as far.
About your
Mine-
immediate
mine.
future.
Yeah, mine is also about my immediate future.
Oh.
We
Like
also,
I literally have
we,
to be there, but I don't.
we also put into canon for you, like before we even started, you had visions of the tree.
Yeah, but then I
and
was
other
there
hunts?
for when it happened.
You weren't there.
When Miss Sun shot
Well,
when Miss Sun shot Mr. Sun?
No. The tree, the freaking
the
Groundskeeper.
fungus tree.
the fungus tree. We literally have it in canon that you saw that event and then didn't go to it.
Sounds like you got precedent to run away from your problems.
As all good main characters do,
Yes.
they have to go through their Zuko arc.
It is entirely up to you where
Yes,
you
you
think
choose
Choi
where
Min would
you
want
want
to
to
go.
go.
What I'm trying to say is you are not hardwired into any sort of place.
Yeah.
That's gone from like sad to bloodthirsty to just confused all in this meeting.
Chrysamine, if
Yes.
you want to stay behind and protect the daughter, I can go with them to Fairy Hook.
Oh, you better make sure you stay behind and protect the daughter. I've never had fun with Ash in my life.
What the fuck, Willie? I thought we were. Oh, I can't
Never
I
believe
was
this.
literally
Can't believe this.
there. I saw you having fun.
I am
I am
Never
the witness
happened.
here.
Fake.
God,
is
you
so-
were having fun.
I thought we were friends.
I saw you. I
Can't
witnessed
believe
you.
this. Man, all those 3 years were for nothing.
Not for nothing.
Just throwing me to the curb like that.
Oh hell no. Our friendship isn't optional.
Either way,
Is it not optional for you or me?
either way,
Uh,
stop. Choice of me. Or would you like to-
I look Candace in the eyes. I have to be here.
Okay, Ash. You'll be going to Fairy Hook then. We'll keep Choice of Mean here.
Aye.
All right. With that settled, when the time comes, everybody knows where they have to be. Correct?
Yes.
Who they have to be.
Well, hopefully you knew that by now. If not, we're going to have a very interesting month of soul searching. Either way, there will be no downtime activity. I don't feel as though we will have the luxury. However, if things go well, I will make sure to treat you all to a nice little vacation.
Are you saying we get a beach episode?
Well,
You're saying we get a Christmas episode.
It's a weird time to go to the beach in the middle of winter, but, you know, if that's what you guys end up wanting, then whatever. But first things first.
Polar bears time?
What was that choice mean?
No, this I was an out of character question for jokes.
This
I'll just
is
play
a
it.
Darkle goof.
Yeah. I was gonna ask if we actually have like a Christmas equivalent in this universe, like any kind, like candle nights or something.
Yes, there is.
It's the water daughter's birthday.
Water daughter.
No. That's the daughter of Ice's birthday, silly.
Yeah, Water Daughter
That's
Day.
true.
Wait,
Water
the daughter.
Day.
Water Daughter Day is actually in summer. Thank you.
Also, how much supply do we have for
Or
this
if we
month?
go halfway across the
Um, Oh yeah, we did forget to go through that.
Yeah, I don't know how much supply the last few hunts have been worth.
There's been more pressing business.
No,
Nor-
obviously that's why I was gonna wait until
Um,
the end just to ask, because I know like
Yeah.
because is there
three
anything to research this month? Is there anything to research this month either?
Probably not, given
Still
the
waiting on
situation.
my baby ant dog, but I'm sure other things take precedent.
His downtime activity is
I will
raising a
say
baby ant.
I will say as far as supply goes, you guys took care of, what was it? 1 4-star, 2 3-star hunts.
Which was the 4-star?
The
The
Hungering
4-star was the
Flesh.
Hungering Flesh. Yeah.
I think. Okay.
Oh hell yeah!
The behemoth of a creature stomping its way through the city.
I was wondering why that felt so hard. Jesus.
That was the one we were on, right?
Yeah, that was the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough.
Fuck that.
So let me.
Also,
find
do we
some
heal or
information.
harm now or during the session?
You can feel free to heal your harm.
Okay.
Up to. Also,
So-
remember that if you, for last month, if you had like XP or whatever for your downtime activity, and you were unstable, make sure that you didn't check it. Also, the other thing we should do is, did anybody have any supply-related downtimes?
Um,
I think
It
people
looks
may
like
have already changed them some.
no,
Well, I
I
mean,
don't think anyone changed
Mine
them.
was extra project.
Noah's, I think, is the only one.
I think Rose
Yep,
already
extra
changed
project.
hers, so.
I took a
Yeah,
Yeah, I
selfish
changed
month.
mine back to mid-bay.
Also, Miss,
What's up?
I have to head out soon. Do you want me to stock my bag before I leave? It is technically a
you also have
pre-mystery
a sort
roll.
of yes. Now would be the perfect time as you guys are sort of preparing.
Cool.
So
The
How
only
much?
supply one is Noah's.
And
okay.
How much harm do you heal, by the
Sure.
way?
5, I think.
5.
Okay. And out of unstable?
Yes.
And because I was unstable, I do not get the
Yeah.
guild assistant information thing. Okay,
Correct.
cool.
Yeah. Anyone who was unstable last month does not get their downtime activity. I'm so.
That is the first time that I have missed that.
This is
Well,
so
it's the first
sad.
time anyone has. So I've been doing a pretty
Alright.
good job in the med bay.
Well,
I don't know if anybody could flavor it to be like helping him throw stuff in his bag.
I mean,
I don't
Accidentally
think you can
switched
help
bags.
out on.
wait, Miss.
Can you help out on
Miss?
No.
My
pre-rolls? Yeah, I
jinx.
didn't think so.
The target finds something you left for them. Would I be able to use my jinx to have him be able to find something in
No,
his
I'm
bag
not.
later?
I'm not
Okay.
letting anybody help with these rolls. Yeah.
Okay, I figured it.
Let's
It
see.
did.
Pretty
These are our
good.
starter rolls, so I understand.
Yep.
That's fair.
Quick
We're also not in the
informational
same.
question.
We're also not in the same hunt, so.
You get what you get.
Did we ever find out who
unless-
Zentine is?
Unless you spend a luck.
Or what Zentine is?
True.
Yeah.
Zen.
M would know.
Oh. Yeah, Zentine
I'm not
was the
Alma.
person. Zentine was the person that was in Cairo's mind. The one who he blamed for the daughter being chained.
Miss,
What's up?
I'm going to spend a luck and auto succeed that.
Oh.
Those are my favorite
Oh.
words. Okay.
Why would you do this?
All right.
Why would you do this?
Because I'm protecting the daughter and I don't want him to have a +1 or a hold
Yeah, that's
against us
true.
for that mission.
I'm really
Yeah.
hoping that
If
Noah
any-
took one option instead of 2 for.
If any time is the time to spend luck, it's
That was
during the
Mhm.
mid-season
Coma.
finale, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm still over half of my luck set left for mid-season, so I should be fine, right?
You guys
Right?
don't use
Wait,
your
how
luck?
many luck have you
We
spent?
know how luck works.
Uh,
I've never used luck.
yeah, I know.
What is your?
It's someone from his
Crooked?
It's someone from
Oh.
his
I know what his thing is. I'm just.
What are you asking about?
What is his luck special?
Oh, I'm just reading. I'm just doing some.
No,
nice
it's
reading.
the.
Yeah, I
This is
got it. I
freaking
got it.
person.
I got it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have access to everybody's playbooks. I
Yeah.
know.
Oh God. We
You
You
do
can also
like
just
it,
click
which
his
is
little
probably
character
bad
sheet.
for us.
It's true. I literally have everybody's character sheets up right here. So
Yep. All of them. Oh, it shows advanced move at the bottom when you. I like that. It tells me
Yes.
automatically. That's
You
cool.
can also
I
just
love
put.
it.
There you go.
I love spending luck. Nothing ever bad happens when I spend luck.
Oh,
Nothing actually
nothing
too bad
bad
has
ever
happened when I
happened on
spent
this
luck.
bed.
I mean,
I got the
That's
daughter
Uh,
water
good.
didn't attack me, and I think that's a positive.
I was almost kicked out, but I don't know what happened the last time I spent luck. I still don't know what the repercussions of that were, if there were any.
I feel like if I spend the luck, this is going to absolutely destroy me in any way, shape, or form. So I think if I'm about to die, I will just let it happen.
You just simply
No,
let
no,
it.
no.
It
No,
make,
you have.
it's
Don't
gonna
you
make me
have
do.
to
It's
spend
gonna
luck?
make me spend the luck anyway. But at
you
least
know
I
what?
did
That's a
make the
good
choice
point.
to.
Yeah.
You were legally required to spend luck.
Yeah, but like it's not my choice at that point. It's God saying, "Hey, buddy, it's time. I'm sorry."
They said cats have 9 lives. Choice of Mean has 7.
Yeah, I actually started with one less. So
Choice of Mean is cat adjacent.
No, that's what I mean. You have 7 because you have
Wait.
6 luck plus the life you're currently living. That's 7.
fair.
Wait, has choice me
That
died
means a
already?
cat.
No.
No, he,
No.
he started with 1
That's
less luck.
max luck.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because he joined late.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
moving on.
moving on. Um,
I have marked my holds. For
is there
next
any
week.
other topics that anybody wants to talk about
I
in
mean,
the group?
I mean, we briefly discussed like Zentin being the thing that person or group that is responsible for the daughter being chained up. Do we think any of these things we have to deal with this month are the people who kept the daughter chained, or is it all people trying to find her now that she's free?
There's
I don't think we know for sure.
We don't know
So-
anything on that regard.
I can share what I learned from Celestine a couple weeks ago when Red and I visited to turn in our 2 weeks notice, more or less.
How generous.
Yes. All of their assets had been seized or stolen from this umbrella organization, and I know they do know more, but in regards to this business, I feel the higher ups think that they will be killed if they disclose too much, so I did not press. That being said, almost every member of Celestine had been taken by Umbrella, including a lot of people I've known and higher ups and other agents, I'm sure, to the point where there are only 50 people working there now. And I imagine they probably are somewhere with an umbrella marking on them.
Yeah.
What about your team? The small group of people you had working.
I like to think Miss would have told me if they weren't reporting to me and that I still talk to them.
Oh yeah,
fairly regularly.
your team, as I said before, like they work under you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
And
still
these-
have contact with them.
I have plans for them as well.
Yeah,
Mr.
just
Sun
making sure
Mr.
that,
Sun
like-
probably meets with them like weekly to
Yeah.
discuss.
And they still like have work and stuff to do.
Obviously, I just didn't know if they worked for Celestine and if they heard anything about like stuff going down.
No. So, other than that, there is the fact that their labs were cleaned out. So all of their monsters, all of their experiments have also been claimed. So,
What hold does this umbrella organization have over Celestine?
Is that what I saw
probably-
down there?
honestly,
these-
it's probably just power. The main thing, or the point I'm getting to, is they were working on an experiment that proved that my organization did know about the Daughter of Water for a while now, since they had been working on a replacement device to power the city, and that has also been seized.
I imagine not for anything good.
I imagine a device that is capable of intaking a lot of energy is a dangerous item for somebody to have if they're not planning on doing anything good. Yes.
More and more problems.
Can these umbrella marks be erased?
That's what we're going to rely on team number 2 to figure out.
Anybody can get rid of them. It would be Em and I.
Miss,
What's up?
when we've seen these symbols before, like, did they look imprinted on something, or because we've seen it several times at this point, but I never really asked. Like, do they look like branded on, or how do they look?
More like a tattoo for a lot of things. It really depends on the creature. It's hard to tell. It looks like it is just there. Like the more fleshy creatures, like the sensory mimics, it was like it looked like a tattoo, but for the others it looked like grown into their body, so to speak.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
it is from what Ellie has seen, there is not a really good way to just slap some soap on that bitch and wash it off. Like, for
Okay.
lack of, well, I have better words, but those are the words that I wanted to use.
You've learned too much from me.
I don't know a lot about M's
when-
magic, but I know Ash's magic could probably get rid of a marking on somebody's skin.
As well as their skin.
Well,
Okay,
better than their
well,
lives.
you didn't need to come. You didn't need to come for me that hard.
We do
One last
have
thing
we do have a matter that we have to handle real quick. And
Yes.
Noah.
Yes.
Is this something that you would have brought up to Candace like beforehand?
I brought it up to Canvas last month.
Mhm.
And I probably would have brought it up beforehand, yeah.
Okay. So, and was Noah wanting to remain like anonymous for the sake of
yes.
Okay. Candace speaks up and is like, "Oh yes, of course. Supply. I am here to inform you that due to an anonymous donator, we have a significant amount more supply."
What? Hang on. What happened?
Wait,
Holy!
what?
What? Excuse.
1,000 supply and assets, mostly jewelry and the like, donated to us last month
Well, that's
by an
suspicious as
anonymous
hell.
donator.
What?
Jewelry, you say?
Jewelry, huh?
Yes, don't worry, I already checked through the most of it to see if I just got my pendant sold back to me, and no,
That
I
would be
didn't.
ironic.
Yes.
That would be very
Did
funny.
you ever figure out what importance that pendant held for someone to steal that and only that?
Unfortunately not. As far as me and Sarah know, there's no actual properties that pendant held, to our knowledge. Nothing, I guess, mana tech or anything along those lines. It was just our mother's pendant, so I'm not sure.
And you don't know much about your mother?
Well, I know she raised me and Sarah for at least up into our teenage years. She was a monster hunter. And in a work incident, was deemed missing in action because they couldn't find a body. but
Weird.
the rest of her hunting party knows what happened. So,
And they never disclosed it to you?
well, yes, they did.
Okay.
On paper, she is missing. So, which has caused other problems. But other than that, yes, that is the update on that situation. I just wanted to make sure we let you all know.
All right,
Decent amount of
Zach, has to
supply.
go, so I will talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Peace.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, see ya.
I have one thing that I want to ask, if it would be possible, if I could try.
Which is?
So I'm really good at doing really big magic. And it's possible that even if I'm not able to be on the hunt with the daughter, I want to try to set up some kind of protective magic around the med bay. See if I could help at all.
It wouldn't be too terrible of an idea. We'll gather the mages. Anybody who can do mana manipulation, it would probably be a good idea to set up something beforehand.
For sure.
Gather the mages.
Gather.
Summons.
The king sent in his wizards 3.
Other than that, I think.
Can I say one last thing?
Yes.
I wanted to say to my team, I won't hide anything to you all. I am a danger and a threat if the right situations were to happen. So if we were in a very tough situation, please stay away from me. Last time it wasn't so bad, but my powers have gotten stronger since then, and it will hurt.
Right.
Can't wait to find out.
That's reassuring.
It's better to know than to
Yeah.
get surprised. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Red, James, Ash, and
Z.
Z.
MZ.
Yes. The 4 of you come with me and we'll see what we can do as far as setting up some sort of barrier. The rest of you, well, come here when the time comes. I'm sure we'll know. Yes, Wallace?
Sorry, just give me a second. I have to double check something.
The thing.
But, I would like to use one of my holds for connect the dots. Sort of after this meeting has wrapped up.
Okay.
And ask when and where will the next critical event occur?
Yeah.
A good question. You just get to ask. What?
Yep.
That's great during this.
Did you say you have 3 holds and that's one of
No.
them? I feel like that's
Yep.
everything.
Nuck,
Well,
if you weren't going to do that, I have my advanced improvement for investigate a mystery and read a bad situation, which is you can ask any question, not just the listed one. So I was going to do the same thing.
okay,
If I had the
cool.
chance.
I was planning on doing it when I got my holds, but I wanted to wait until the meeting wrapped up.
What team are you on?
I am on the
Reserve
reserve
sector.
team.
Reserves.
It's wonderful considering he's nowhere to
This
be.
bench is so unprepared.
That's
And
what I was saying. He was.
It's when or where is the next event going to take place?
When and where?
When and where?
Yes.
Ooh, both?
Wow.
Yes, it is when and
Um,
where. However you decide to give me whatever information that may be, I will take it.
As everyone starts to break off, you break off into like the log room with Sarah, and the two of you are working to scrounge up just any more information. And you review the last month's logs for probably like the 15th time at this point, knowing you. And with the information you now know, something clicks. The wall that the fire martin was on, at least around where it started, was able to do the most damage. On top of it is primarily in Fairy Hook. You know that the other monster, the robotic one, was looking for the daughter. And we already know that the location of where the daughter is. The other hunt was an attack on the Bureau, and there is nothing accounted for there. The suspicion that rises in your mind is that unaccounted for event could possibly happen at the Bureau. At or around.
Okay. By unaccounted, you mean like what exactly?
We have a team at both the other places.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Yeah, you already have a team on Fairy Hook and the team on protecting the daughter, but there's something about the Bureau that was obviously desired in some way or another by the last month, and there's no knowledge to this point of anything happening there as of yet. So.
Okay.
That is your where will the next event take place. With that, let's do. What?
I want to ask: is anyone from the people at Candace asked? Is there anyone who's going to be on the daughter mission?
Or the mages that are protecting
The mages that are going to try to set up something up? Are they are any of them on the hunt?
Zia's.
Yeah.
Zia's.
Okay, yeah. Otherwise, I was going to ask to tag along just so I had some sort of understanding about how it works. But
You can also just watch.
yeah, but
I'm going to need some use magic rolls as the four of you sort of project this veil.
Is this happening immediately? Is this happening immediately after?
This is just like preparing for it. Essentially making something that you guys can be activated.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like we are going immediately after the meeting to start preparing this.
Yes.
So I wouldn't have time to go back and grab a book about this for my Haven thing that I have to get a +1.
No.
Okay, cool.
Is this big magic by any chance?
Yes, this is most certainly big magic. That's why I'm having a roll.
Then four people, so
I have another question.
I have possibly another answer.
So do you know how my class can I be my question is, can I be used as some sort of magic battery? that's what
If anyone's a magic battery here, it's Ash.
Yeah, utilize how.
Wait, can we
Well-
use the daughter as a magic battery to power this
No,
spell?
we are not using the daughter as a magic
No.
battery.
We'll
No.
get
Doesn't that
into
kind of
that.
defeat the purpose?
Okay.
We'll get into the semantics of what this is going to be.
That is her purpose.
So
Does Z
we
have advanced success or?
Hmm?
Oh, never mind.
That's all 5 of us, yeah.
We have a
2 full successes and 3 mixed.
Okay. So,
No fails. That's good.
So
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 7. Okay.
It's a shame that
I'm going to keep
two of
track
them
of
are.
this number, and we will. Since I didn't even think about this, but this is a very good idea. I want to prep a few sort of mechanics around this, and essentially, for a full success, I'm giving you guys 2 points towards it, and for the mixed success, I'm giving you guys 1 point, so it's 7 total. And
Good.
I'm just going to put this in Armory right under the mana crystal so I can keep track of this number. Convenient, it is the same number. We'll just put barrier. I'm gonna prep some tags, and you guys will be able to. I will post the list of them in Lacrimosa chat when I get that list figured out, which will probably be like in the next week or so, since I have like extra life and stuff soon. So it's not going to be immediately, but I'll try to figure it out as soon as possible. And you guys will be able to pick from a few tags, similar to how like Ash's base and then extra effects work. There will be a base that you guys will get to choose from, and then extra effects for the barrier. And that is going to most certainly affect how that group's hunt operates. So we will touch on what that actually looks like then, since I want it to be a little bit more fleshed out.
Okay.
Is there anything
There was
else?
one thing I wanted to do. Because I was like, if there was time, I wanted to do like a small RP with James, but it doesn't need to be an RP thing now that James is upstairs, and I could just ask him something about it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
James, I saw what you did during our hunt, and when you needed some healing, and given we all need to be, for the exact phrase I'm going to use here, all hands on deck for this next month, and I will raise my left arm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you'd be able to do what you did to your arm to have my hand be fit, so I can have a hand again?
I'll level with you. The answer is probably no, and not for any magic reason, for a science reason. You can't just make something out of nothing.
I see. No, that's fair. I figured I would at least offer. I didn't know the specifics of how what you did with that worked.
I could try, but I am far more worried about the repercussions there. And while I understand you're not at 100%, I would much rather take you at whatever percent you are now, and not something significantly less in case something went wrong.
No, I mean, no, I definitely appreciate hearing that you'd value my safety in this over the possibility of it working. I agree that the cons definitely outweigh the benefit here.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay.
And Miss
Yes,
Kinder, you said you wanted to do
have a small thing with Z.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to do that. Would you guys want to hop up into a call?
Yep.
Real quick? Okay.
Yeah.
we're going to do this. This is going to be. I want to keep this relatively short because I don't want to keep everybody here too long. And then I am going to do the opener for everybody. So everybody else just hang tight, and we're going to run this, and then I will do the opener for month 6 as a whole.
Okay.
Sure.
Oh boy.
All right.
I have no idea what this is for.
Ash.
Huh?
I need you to come back to my room just for a moment. I need your help.
Yeah, sure. What do you need help with?
But I'll tell you when we get there.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, so when we get there, well, you see, and I don't make this request lightly, Z looks terrified. Before I burned down the church, I was told I was going to be tested. And, well, I have memory now of what happened. It doesn't feel fully like I was under control, under my own control. And what I was going to ask you is, can you use your magic to look for a tattoo?
Ah.
I'm serious.
Maybe. I can also just try to look on the surface level first.
It could be under my hair. Who knows?
True. But yeah, I can do that. Just sit down on like a chair or something.
Z sits down on the chair and closes their eyes.
I'm gonna try to find it without magic first, and then if I can't, I'll see what I can do. Miss?
What's up?
Can Ash try to look like mainly probably like the back of Z's head, back of their neck, looking through their hair to see if they can find an umbrella symbol?
You don't find one.
Okay. Would it
Like
be
any of
possible?
the places that a human can't normally look for in a mirror.
Yeah.
From what you've seen so far, they, on like the fleshier creatures, they permeate the, like the outside skin. So, as somebody who has been like working on them, Z, since you have been helping Ellie with her research, you would sort of know this.
Okay, so I tell Ash what to look for. Okay.
And I assume that Ash doesn't really find anything.
No.
Okay. Z opens their eyes. I just had to know.
You're clean. You're good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, done. Like I said, it's quick.
Hopefully that helped.
I mean, out of character, it was just a thought in the back of my head. I was like, you wouldn't.
Oh, but I would, and you know that I would. It was a good idea to check.
But Z was like, oh my god, it's there. Is it? It could be there. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Glad that I can help you. Just
good RP.
tell me. Hang on, in character.
Yeah.
One, tell me if you need anything else, ever. And 2, as a favor, make sure that they do not steal the daughter. I need to ask her questions after she wakes up. It's really important. So please.
Honestly, I have mixed feelings about her, but
She is the source of all mana. And I have questions.
I will do my best.
Thank you.
All right.
Now we're done. Okay, cool.
Gonna hop back down.
All right.
miss.
Well,
People are back.
Oh,
Oh,
dang.
Where was Middle Tower located?
It's
In the
so you
middle?
see the two. You see
at
the
Middle
two.
Tower.
It's the building that's not the triangle one above it, but the one across the street. The building above the two is Celestine.
Yes.
Hello, welcome back.
Hello.
We were discussing things,
Yeah, we're discussing. Yeah,
the logistics of how you could possibly join a different hunt if needed,
yeah,
but
because
not.
the bureau
I
and Middle
mean,
Tower are
I brought
closed.
up like if like the form it was formatted differently, we could use the sensory thing to like
Mhm.
keep track of each other, but that's just not how it works.
Phone a friend.
I'm just.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd always be
Except for the
willing to
power's
hop
dead
in.
still, huh?
I mean, like
No, but we do
and
have the
We
new
have-
things.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Power's
true.
dead.
Oh my god,
What?
Okay. On that
Willie.
Okay.
Oh.
note. On that note, if I could get the floor, I will
Yes.
go into the opener. The skies of Lacrimosa begin to run red. Hordes. They always come without any real warning, no rhyme or reason. Sometimes it's a year apart, sometimes it's 20. Monsters of all shapes and sizes begin to charge the walls. From the steel-tongued salamanders that frequent the area, to monsters unspeakable that roam the wastes. Some of these hunts by themselves could wipe out the city. Thankfully, there is an army of trained hunters facing them off. However, within the walls, something stirs. Green light begins to fire from transmitter to transmitter across the Lacrimosa power grid. This energy looks familiar to James and the others who have seen it. It fires up all the way up to the walls and bounces from alarm system to alarm system. A low, bassy tone rings out over Fairy Hook. Thankfully, the jerry-rigged speaker that Noah used to warn the people doesn't transmit the signal any farther across the wall. However, The people of Fairy Hook wake from their slumber. Most of them with a deep, dark, black tattoo on the back of their neck, shaped like an umbrella. Screams of terror ring out as they lose their minds and begin to walk out to the streets. Thankfully, the hunters of Middle Tower who lived there were prepared for something like this. They had been living in Middle Tower for the last few days just to be prepared, if anything. The barrier constructed by Middle Tower is raised above the building, and 4 hunters stand tall, ready to face whatever comes for the daughter. Another group begins prowling outward, searching for anything else that could be going on. And the final group heads towards Fairy Hook to try to stop damages. This could be the fall of Lacrimosa, or it could be the start of the stop of the calamity. Nobody knows what caused the Great Collapse, but Middle Tower may soon find out if they can make it through.